Hello and welcome back to the Liminal Branch Library, the archive in the seams. I'm your archivist and librarian, Mordio Crow, and tonight we're back to Where Chaos Reigns. And it's the gala, the one that we spent a good bit of last session planning for and initiating. We had a successful first engagement roll. We have our guests all arriving. But before we talk about who's arriving in fiction, let's say hello to everyone who's arrived in digitally to this game. Starting with Katie playing as Verne right here.
Hello, I'm right here.
And then Nova playing as Chalice right there.
I'm here too.
And then Amasha playing as Chantrell.
Vote for Verne!
And then Hambone playing as Merlin.
Don't bother me, I'm at the cocktail lounge.
And finally, Lena playing as Shion.
I am very uncomfortable with social situations, but I am putting on a brave face. Shen's been so brave, you guys.
So brave.
Yeah, a few sessions ago, we had our dungeon delve and deal with vampiric experiments and
that I'm comfortable with that.
Yeah. 3 out of 5 party members came out of that with permanent scars. Can we break that record tonight? Let's find out.
Merlin has a new voice because of that.
Yeah. I mean, look, scars can be mental ones. And what better place to get mental scars than intense political deliberations that may decide...
Or doing a faux pas at the party.
Yeah, or just a major faux pas. That's
oh no!
true.
I used the cocktail fork. This is the salad fork. No!
And such a thing may live in your mind forever. But, well, for us to get to those incidents, let's remember where we were last time on Where Chaos Reigns. The retinue, having temporarily broken the occupation blockade around their liberated territory, decided to hold a gala for international guests to make alliances and try to improve their position on the world stage, and by doing so, improve their position on the local stage as well. Hosted in Tuam, as we see before us, Verne has opened almost all of the palace to the public, while leadership delegations from neighbors and world superpowers alike have arrived via various means. The occupation forces, as well as their suzerain state, have not been invited. And so, the two clashing powers conspire out of sight of one another. Now, last time we went through a rather lengthy description of everyone arriving. I think that... last time we went through a lengthy description of everyone arriving, but with the nature of this sort of party, meeting, etc., I think it's unlikely that you're going to end up at like a long table with like everyone sitting there and having some sort of big negotiation, right? This is more of a yes, everyone is here, everyone's at the party, you have your own little space for the important people to make deals and decisions. It's a lot more people coming in and out, meeting with different groups at different times, maybe with 2 of them at the same time, but very unlikely all of them. But to run through just the nations represented, you have your immediate neighbors, Makota Intan. They've sent a delegation that, Verne, you're at least aware of this leader in abstract, right? Like you've traded with people within their nation, so you've heard of them. Chalice, you had done research on this nation to give yourself a political leg up, I suppose, right? Like a diplomatic primer for yourself in order to wield as needed.
Yep.
And then, speaking of neighbors, we had the subterranean neighbors of Microsporidia, Chantrell's nation, did send a small delegation who, Chantrell, I think it was mentioned that you know at least one of these individuals as well. When we talk more about that individual, we can discuss how closely you know this person and what they think of each other if they know each other like personally.
Yes.
Then we also have our 3 international superpowers. The Laurel Concord has arrived with a district of its capital city, warping in above, where tiny airships have ferried people down, headed by their prime minister, and her family has also been spotted across the party. Our Hema, the religious capital of the world, has sent their delegation, led by a Corvish woman draped in celestial imagery. And finally, the kingdom of Altrecius has sent their young king Selwyn, to whom Verne you have communicated with briefly over letter. Rowan made an introduction, an indirect introduction between you two prior to this. But yeah, now he is here to also potentially meet in person. Now, something players you may have already noticed, and that is visible on stream, is that we have a nice clock up here, which is labeled.
There's so many parts
gala.
to it. I'm scared.
Third moon.
Yes, a third moon, I
that's-
suppose.
That's no moon.
Well, what this clock is this is the time that you have during this party, right? When the clock
Before we
runs
turn into
out.
pumpkins.
Yes, before you all turn into pumpkins. When the clock runs out.
Even Chantrell?
Even Chantrell.
Even
Chantrell.
Yeah, but when the
So you're saying this is an actual clock at this time? It
Yes,
actually
like this is
measures
actually
time.
literally a clock. So as the night this represents the night progressing. When it is full, the delegations will leave if they haven't left already, whether that's due to making deals and returning home happily, being offended and returning home unhappily. But at the end of the clock, it's time for the party to end, right? And in fact, by the end of the clock, it's probably the party has officially ended a bit ago, and now it's like wound down.
Now everyone's going to Dion Denny's for the after party.
Yes, exactly. I have some little things scattered throughout the clock that are small, like itinerary things that would be going on. For example, like when the main feast is brought out in the palace, like there's going to be food, there's stalls out in the markets, but certainly there's going to be at least a little bit of a show of the palace food being revealed, right? Or of little air shows being put on with magic and airships out within the town. So I have little events that'll happen throughout as the clock progresses as well.
Cute.
But this is meant to track time also for you guys, because you're going to want to talk to these various groups. You're going to need to spend time with these various groups, and depending on how successful you are, you may need to spend more time to get them to have the reactions you want or to get to the deals you want. There are 5 groups here. There's 8 segments on the clock. Who do you want to talk to first?
You know what? I would like to talk to the kingdom of... Wait, what's the name here? Kingdom of Altreus. Just kind of introduce myself.
Okay, here, rather than doing this potentially one-on-one, I want to try to get a consensus of where we want to focus as well. Like, I'm not opposed to having fluff scenes of people introducing themselves in different orders, but I want to get a sense of where everyone is going to converge or not, right? Like, you don't have to be present at every single diplomatic interaction, but of course, if you're not there, you're not going to be helping out the people who are there, right?
Of course.
So.
I selfishly want to talk to him too.
Okay.
Maltrecious.
Let's
do it.
Personally, I think Xian would want to speak with... the one that Rowan is from?
The which one? Sorry.
The one that Rowan comes from?
Oh, yep. The same.
Prince of that nation.
Same one, yeah.
And it would be about the mother. Just gather any information we can about that particular incident.
I kind of get him up to speed on what's been going on that front.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it sounds like we got a consensus there. I didn't hear anything from Chalice, but I assume you're not going to go against the grain of that many individuals.
I mean, if it's a thing where we're all meeting them, then that's fine with me. I kind of imagine it being like a little split, so we're using our hours efficiently, or at least Chalice is thinking that. Like, if everybody's over there, then he might go somewhere else. But, like, if we're doing it like this, then that's fine.
Yeah, the way I see it is, you guys can be together, you can split up your time for a given segment, like, that's fine, right? So if theoretically, Chalice, you wanted to talk to a different faction while the party's talking to this one. But the reason why I asked this is to establish, well, if Chalice, if you're over there and they're over here, if you need help, you're not getting any, right? If you're making rolls, right? And that's just how that goes. So that's sort of up to you guys how you want to do that. If you want to try to split up and maximize your time, or stick together and maximize your ability to distribute stress, right?
Oh yeah, how are we doing on stress? Should probably check that out.
I'm probably okay.
But yeah,
I'm great. Which is ironic.
Seeing as this is the most stressful situation we could put Chantrell in.
Right, well,
We're going to be seeing people.
and lots of people. But all right, so oh yeah, and I was also going to say that you also have other official people from your nation here to greet and spend time and talk with other nations as well, right? So, like, you have the bishop, you have Diatretta. I think those are probably the two most impactful ones. But you've got other people from the cloister, or from Chalice's family, who can be, making introductions and talking. So you don't have to worry about offending a group by not speaking to
Including them
yourselves immediately, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that in mind, I think Chalice is moving the bird. So let's give Chalice a second to get back.
So I'm
To
back.
their seat. No, yeah,
Chalice
no
is so
problem.
multi-talented.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So with all that in mind, Chalice, did you have a specific other group you wanted to go to, or are you gonna stick with the party?
Can I be on the fringes? Can I be not talking to anybody? Like, during this
Sure.
time, can I, like, focus on making sure that everything is going well?
Yeah, you're holding my binder, like in Devil Wears Prada.
Yeah.
Sure,
Yeah,
you
like, I
can-
also
imagine
just-
if everybody's talking, then I want to make sure that I'm available to jump in elsewhere if needed, just in case.
Understood. Yeah, you're party watching, but not too far. Okay. Sounds.
And
good.
Jealous take the most stress about this party.
I for sure am.
Yeah. Every so often, just a little, like, Minecraft poison noise goes off myself and goes, ow. Stress over time. Saw it.
Shadowheart.
It's like that Pokemon Flash.
Yeah.
All right. So in that
All right.
case,
So if Chalice is not there, I think Verne would approach
Mhm.
Elwyn if he's in the middle.
yeah,
He's able to be talked to.
yeah. I think he, amongst the various world leaders, he's one of the easier ones to get to. He does not have a huge retinue with him, and while he does bring other individuals, they sort of scatter into the party to mingle and talk. Individuals of
Schmooze.
looks like various levels of various station, right? Like there's perhaps some of his guard who scatter into the party. There's some nobility from his nation, some perhaps skilled individuals. But so they're dispersed. Do you want to meet with him in the private room or out on the floor of the party?
Oh, I don't know. I had envisioned he was just walking around,
Yep.
like me being down to earth and stuff.
Yeah, that's fine. Just keep in mind that if you're talking with him at the floor of the party, you're talking with him on the floor of the party.
Yeah.
Right? All right.
I do think this would be very casual. I think she'd just go up to him and be like, "Hi, hello. It is I. Nope, let me start over." And she'd extend her hand and say, "Hello, I'm Verne."
There's a small chuckle from the young king, who I think is around, like, I forget, we established it last time, was like probably like just about 20 at this point, but has been king
baby.
Has been king for like 3 or 4 years now. So yeah.
While Verne is introducing herself to him, Merlin's gonna see this and start making his way to them.
My wingman.
Dad instincts.
He's now the king of Altrecius is wearing these whites and blues, and his outfit has a good number of layers. Which, given that it's nighttime in the desert, it actually, it's not unreasonable for him to have this much on. But it has all of these whites along the outsides, and they get then light blues that move to deeper blues as like the innermost layers, create that sort of glacial gradient across his body. And at his side is a woman whom I think I described in the last time where if you look at her from afar in the corner of your eye, you think that she's hurt or like bruised because she has all these like purples and blues on her. But upon getting closer or just looking more carefully, these are frozen bits and pieces that are sort of growths across her body. She's dressed in a similar fashion of whites on the outside, moving towards deeper blues, but her outfit as a whole is much simpler. Verne, as you give your stumbled introduction, and the king chuckles, and I think you said you offered your hand to like shake or to greet. And he takes
or whatever royalty does.
That depends on what type of royalty you want to be, I suppose. You're the one who initiated it.
Yeah.
But he takes it and gives I'm glad to be able to meet you in person. Our mutual friend made it clear that we have much in common. And I'm excited to... and thank you for inviting us to your home. This is a rare opportunity for us.
You don't get out to many parties? Me neither.
I'm afraid not. I'm sure you can sympathize. If not, perhaps you will soon. That a nation fresh in formation has many of its own issues to address at home.
Yes. Fascinating. She's like rubbing her hands together. She's like, that would be... I would love to talk to you more about that. And then she'd wave her hand up to the mezzanine and be like, up there we can speak more privately, unless you want to mingle a little longer.
Well, yes, certainly we can speak a bit more privately, though truth be told, a lesson I've come to learn is that there's very little private in this world. But perhaps we can endeavor to keep it as straight. Perhaps we can endeavor to keep it as carefully quiet as we can.
Merlin's gonna kind of speak in and goes, Your Majesty, I am a magical consultant to Verne here. My name's Merlin Brando Wickham.
Good to meet you, sir.
Yes, very honored to meet you as well. Verne's a great girl. Just want to put that out there right now. But, probably shouldn't have... it's good to lead with that. Probably not the right time. But anyway, our associate, friend of ours, Has he brought you up to speed with the, he looks around and goes, maternal issue?
Xian is somehow also here.
Yeah,
Like, I
just-
didn't even notice when they showed up. but-
Teleported, yeah.
As soon as you said the word maternal.
Nani?
That he has. Perhaps for this we should venture upstairs.
Oh, is Rowan here?
He is not.
Oh.
Well, I've got some of my my associates looking into the matter. So if you need help with the issue, just keep us informed. You got a friend in this. And then he awkwardly pats his shoulder and kind of wanders away.
There's like a look of like, oh, that's that. Okay, all right. Anyway, you were saying, did you wish to venture above then?
Yes. Oh, I'd also extend my hand to the woman he's with and introduce myself.
Oh, yeah. She gives off the impression of she was looking past you for a moment, like perhaps watching
Sure.
Merlin as he leaves. But when you offer your hand, her attention shifts back to you, and she takes it and gives a curt friar. And the king fills in. I suppose you could say she's my equivalent of your mage friend there.
Oh, geez. Okay. So
He's,
there's more of them.
She's expert in the arcane and shall we say security?
Okay, I've got a couple of those. Convenient you have one in just one package.
You say that, and he smiles, just leans in a little bit, and with a whisper says, "Oh, it's good to me that you haven't noticed the others yet. Means they're doing their jobs."
I'm on the lookout for people
very
with
good.
Groucho Marx glasses. in the crowd.
I mean, look, you know
Oh,
Rowan
man.
worked for him, and Rowan was invisible when you met him, so...
Oh, that's true. Oh, Selwyn, I like you so bad.
All right.
Do you want to make friendship bracelets later?
I assume we do a swipe transition upstairs so that you can talk about Mother not in the middle of the party being like, so vampires,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
So,
The blood rituals in the desert.
Mhm,
big old
mhm.
dragons. You got any advice on that?
Yeah, so moving up there, real quick, it becomes, quick exchange. You're able to establish what you know, assuming you're not holding anything back, which I don't imagine you are. Rowan probably
think
told
we
him
would, because
everything
they know
anyway,
more.
So,
Yeah, I would assume they know more than we know, except for like new location and information like that. So
mhm. Yeah, I think Rowan's summary from before does convey a lot of the information that Selwyn's able to mention, right? But he adds to it, right? Like, you do have my full apology for the fact that this vampire is causing issues for you here in your nation. She was a lieutenant of sorts to my aunt, and I think it's only because of their alliance that she even has the knowledge to threaten your lands in this way in the first place.
hmm. I'm trying to figure out what I want to know from that tidbit.
Do we?
A
does the
lieutenant to
retinue-
your aunt. Who is your aunt? Just your previous queen, or
Yes, she
that pertinent?
she was our previous queen, though you are certainly forgiven for not knowing that, given that the duration of her reign began centuries ago, shortly before my nation was sealed in frost and reverie far to the north.
Ah, yes. The freeze.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the freeze, and became the big land that we don't go to because magic doesn't work there, right? So,
The dead zone.
yeah, the dead zone. It was she who conspired in the north to create the ritual for apotheosis that I believe that Mother is using now, or at least her own version of it. What specifically she's trying to do with it, I don't know. I suppose it is simply possible that she is trying to become a god herself, but having met the woman several times before, that never felt like a particular ambition for her.
Well, whatever she's doing, she's killing an awful lot of people. And I think she found the perfect place to do it in the Maw.
If my experience is any indication, you ought to consider that these deaths are happening far beyond the Maw itself. The ritual that was conducted in my lands, it traversed the majority of those lands. And we have, as he's saying this, we get a cut to Zoanthus Iapix III, who's not at the party, who is off in the mall. Scouts are reporting back to him as to where the tunnels are going. Like they've been mapping out, and he's collating all of these maps that are getting larger and larger and stretching. Oof. Intricate symbols being built in the tunnels, and with those javelin injectors.
Oh no.
It cuts back to us, and Verne goes, would you like another shrimp cocktail?
Yeah. Post point. I think if Verne already knew that, she would relay that and maybe try and connect them up.
Yeah, I don't know if you can connect them in person because we've made the decision that Zoanthus shouldn't be here for other reasons. Yeah. So.
Well, we didn't want him to be here for the cloisters, but I want these two to have maybe a bigger map together.
Maybe pen pals?
Maybe pen pals.
Yeah. Yeah, if you supply that information, you would say. Certainly,
I think so.
I'll do what I can to relay what I can. Whoever you have investigating the matter.
Yeah.
Like I said, I do regret that we weren't able to deal with her years ago, but then I didn't have the power to do so. Even now, and he sort of trails off. He trails off a little bit, and Briar gives a rare moment of speaking up, where she says, "We could take her now."
We 1v1 her.
I love her.
To which Selwyn sort of gives a, like, yeah, okay, sure. Yes, I suppose now we could take her if we could find her.
Yeah. I think Verne would say something like, imagine our powers together as two nations.
Yes, on that subject, I know that the nature of this gala, while it is to allow us all to meet you and to visit your wonderful home, I'm certain that there's some way that you're hoping that we can aid you.
Yeah, hope is the operative word there.
I think it's important that I mention that Ultricius is new to the world stage once more, and though given that your lands didn't even exist physically on this plane when our nation was sealed away, you like have little memory for the times when my nation did tread the world, and some of the older nations here, and perhaps the two of you like look off the balcony, right? Because you said the room was like overlooking
Yeah.
main party, like look off the balcony, and he looks towards like parts of the Arhaman delegation or parts of like the Concords or the Concordant delegation. But those of the other elder nations remember the time when mine sought to conquer the world. I would like to help you. There's only so much I can do, both for your sake and for the sake of my own nation.
Yeah, I understand that. If nothing else, we can be pen pals of our own, and you can maybe coach me through the, getting off the ground stages of a nation.
I'll say this. If I can do it under the circumstances that I inherited the throne, you can certainly do it in these.
Aw, touch my cheeks.
Ah!
I
Friendship!
just like him so much.
Aggressive friendshipping sounds.
Yay. Just the Chantal in the background, just like, yes, 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 yes.
I mean, you need friends.
Yeah.
And I think,
Is there anything else we wanted from him?
well, so
Retinue?
here's what I'm going to say specifically regarding that help, right? He's going to outline, we don't need to role play word for word, but he's going to outline what Ultresius can do for you, which is essentially his proposal is to try to supply your revolution, but otherwise not be particularly involved, right? They don't have the large military to send forces without, they're not the most popular. They're not at war with anyone, but they're not the most popular nation. They're still getting their footing. They don't have the infrastructure to send large number of forces elsewhere and keep them supplied. And in fact, they would even struggle to supply you because they don't have a fleet of modern airships capable of traveling that far. They would be sending things by sea, which means you have no seaport. So would have to cross through another group to get to you, right?
Yeah.
So either that or you need to supply the airships to get them here faster and bypass other countries. So even then, it would still be flying over other countries, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, you don't need a role just to get this small amount of support. However, if you would like to propose an alternative, or if you'd like to apply some pressure to get more, or make your appeal to get more, you're welcome to do so, right?
Can I pitch something?
You may.
Do they have any? I think it would be helpful if they had if they gave us any kind of research that they have. For example, studying their own area where they have plenty of anti-magic. I think that could be very helpful, even if they can't supply us with physical things, but share in their knowledge. That might be very valuable.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think I'd be open to also sharing airships with them.
Now keep in mind, if you're sharing your airships with them, they need to come from somewhere. So that means giving up...
I don't have any.
That means potentially giving up your freshly fixed scouting legion, which just got its airships replenished. Right?
That's right.
You were just dealing with an airship shortage. You just finished dealing with that. So you can commit all of those airships away from conflict, but then you don't have them for fights anymore.
Nah, I can't do that.
Give them the Atos 2 that you just stole. But then, no. I think they probably wouldn't want that, because that would draw higher.
That would be a little bit of like, hey, old nation who tried to take over the world, do you want this kill murder ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're fine with that, then we can leave that there. But if you have something you want to push for,
Yeah, hi.
hello, Shion, do you have something you want to say?
So, yeah, the reason Shion even got involved in this conversation to begin with,
Mm-hmm.
which they're not super interested in, the material help that they really want, so much as any information on vampires and whether she can find out if they know anything about the people she was working with. Read, Braham talk.
Right.
So I guess in this situation, maybe if you guys are about to cut the conversation, that's when she would step in and be like, "There's one more thing you can do to help, and it's with providing information." And I guess they would actually ask, "Do you know the people that this mother was working with?"
I think for that, he would answer regretfully that that's something that Rowan is trying to figure out at this very moment. Once she fled from our lands, we lost track of her. We didn't have a particularly good vision into the rest of the world, and, well, she's quite well versed in hiding away. So as far as whom she's working with, I can't say for sure, but knowing her, she wouldn't work for someone that she doesn't believe have something to offer. I don't mean... You're in the private area, and he lowers his voice even further, right? And says, I would assume, unless otherwise proven, that she's likely working for your opposition. Because if she is planning to do whatever this ritual is she's conducting here beneath your lands, she's likely working with the person who, at least until recently, controlled them. Now, whether the prince is aware of this or not, I cannot say. It would fit her mode of operation to seek out those in power and exploit them. He has to be very careful about accusing her for working for a foreign leader, right? But
we might be seeing a situation of a mutual where both sides are trying to take advantage of the other here.
Exactly. I believe that's what she was attempting in my homeland several years ago. I can't say for certain. It's not that I have insight into her mind or anything of the sort, but I can't imagine her loyalty to my aunt having been as true as perhaps my aunt had hoped, but it never was truly tested due to the chaos of the situation.
Where it rains.
Mm-hmm. I think,
Sorry, I wanted to add one more thing, which is, when she died, she reverted to this other form in order to go back to her resting place and reform. So, the way to defeat her would invariably have to involve finding this resting place. So I think Shion would want to know if you have any clues about that. Which I know is a difficult ask. Most likely the answer is going to be no, because if you already know where it is, why haven't you tried already?
right.
But finding her resting place and also finding Brianta's resting place, more importantly, is basically priority 1 for Shion.
Maybe they know where
So
she's not. It could narrow down the search.
Here's what I think. I
Yeah,
would
just asking questions about that sort of thing.
Yeah. So I think you're gonna.
What is the situation on that front?
I think you're gonna get your information no matter what, but I do kind of want a role here, for how Shion comes across during this conversation, socially. I don't think it's a particularly high stakes role, but I think there might be. You're gonna get the information, but depending on how you roll, I kind of want to may either give you a little bit extra or like come at it from a different angle, right?
So, I am looking at the skills here. I almost feel like this would have to be a concert or sway.
I think that's a reasonable assessment there. I think those are much more...
Like, I do have 3 points on command, but I don't feel like this is command.
Yeah, and
as much as I would love to game the system and try to figure out a reason why it's command, but I don't think it's command.
Yeah, I mean, look, here's the thing, right? I don't think it's command either. I think you could make it command, but I think the repercussions of commanding a foreign leader are very high if dice don't go your way, right? So I don't think it currently is. I think you could make it, but you probably don't want to, right? So you can just roll your consort or your sway.
So what kind of roll is this for sway?
Give me a controlled standard.
Is there any way to help with this too?
There is. I did establish that the stakes are somewhat low for this one, so if you want to hold on to your stress, but if you think the low stakes might be worth it, you're welcome to throw it in there. I did just say a moment ago that you're going to get the information either way.
Yeah. I can help. I can do 2 times per sortie. I can help without paying stress, so I'll do that now.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Cool.
Not that I don't think it's important, but we do have a lot of people, and it sounds like we're gonna get this roll no matter what.
Yeah, but I'm being the guy who's talking a lot.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
So I'm like, I'll throw my support wherever.
This is so cool because we're going to enhance this roll to a single die.
Yep.
Wow.
Hey, you know what? Going from 2 take the lowest to a single die is a pretty good change in odds. So
yeah, no disadvantage.
Yeah.
Well, that didn't matter anyway.
Well,
damn it.
Unfortunate.
worth a shot.
Yeah. He would.
Shin comes across as a desperate little.
Vengeful.
I'm trying to find a nice word here, but let's not.
He would say that. Well, we don't know for certain, but our investigations have indicated a very likely theory. Would you like to explain? You've studied her more than I have, and he throws it to Briar, who crosses her arms and looks to Shion and says, "We think that it's not a coffin in the traditional sense. She hasn't had her own manor or anything of the sort in decades, even before the glacier fell. We believe that she's carved it into a massive bone, which she swallowed in her draconic form. So her resting place is within herself. To kill her, you need to kill her again." She says that, pauses, and then says, "But that's just what we're thinking based off.
That's just a theory."
Yeah, that's just our theory.
She's just pensive. Just thinking. Because I feel like internally they're thinking, I can't type that smart or stupid.
I mean,
it makes this fairly straightforward, at least, right?
Yeah, it's like it's always around, so you don't need to have it be destroyed while you're not worry about being destroyed while you're not there. But also, if someone just killed you, now all they have to do is kill you, which
Genius.
Yep. You know. Like Briar said, that's
Yeah,
only their
but
theory. They don't
we
know
had
for
so
sure.
much trouble killing her once.
Yep.
So we
It's
have
like
to
Red
kill her
White.
twice.
Now, they did say that perhaps they would have an easier time killing her now if they could find her, but they're not promising you any military aid. I don't know if that's an angle you want to push at, but...
Verne, you need to get the king, invite him to a slumber party, and when you got him there, you'd be like, you know what's really a really fun slumber party activity? Hunting vampires.
Playing an unkillable mother god.
Yeah. And then s'mores.
Profit.
Those are pretty fun activities.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
girly things.
But all right. Are you trying to push for anything else, or are we taking this partial deal and we can get into the exact mechanics of that at a later time?
Yeah, I'd like to know what we would offer him if we had it. What would he want from us?
Well, so in this deal, it's sort of like very minor support in exchange for strong diplomatic ties, right? Like he's basically just offering you relief supplies. All right, I said we would skip mechanically, but not to skip mechanically. It would be either a small amount of coin or some aid on things like acquiring assets, right? Situationally.
Okay. Yeah.
Like it is a small benefit because that is all they're able to offer without stretching themselves. Now, you can ask them to stretch themselves. You have to roll for that, and you have to decide if you want to ask that.
Right.
But wasn't the question what we are offering them?
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. They're willing to offer
you
you this small amount of supplies for
That's
basically
scot-free.
nothing, right? Like
Yeah.
relief supplies to you
Diplomacy.
as a right. They're not offering you weapons. They're offering you like small amounts of money, some food, medical supplies, like.
Friendly
Yeah.
relations.
This is equivalent to nothing to them, so it's
Right,
we don't
yeah,
have to give them
exactly. It's like-
anything.
It's like they're doing this with the hopes that if you win, you become a reliable ally, right?
Yeah.
And also, they can do this easily. Or rather, I don't even want to say easily, but they can do this, right? Without inconvenience. So.
Okay.
All right.
And my one last thing was, I don't know if we want to show them the old mechs from the mines that Chalice got working.
Oh, that's fun.
I don't know if they're too old to think about them.
They're probably those mechs are probably newer than those mechs probably came out after their nation was sealed away.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, their nation was sealed away for something like 600-700 years, like a long time. So
I'm doing the hand motion. Okay.
Yeah.
God damn it.
that wasn't intentional, but it is the right amount of number. So you know,
Mordio, can you add
Sometimes that's just how
KD67
it
to the channel emotes?
You don't have to. I made an animated emote.
All right.
And
Wow, that's great.
Well, then, if there's nothing else we're pushing for,
Tomorrow.
the Sharon wouldn't say anything because
Yeah.
Sharon is gonna be stubborn about I'm gonna do everything myself. So
right?
Of course.
It's like this isn't even my vampire problem. This is just a vampire on the way to my vampire problem. But I'm not going to ask you to deal with your vampire problem that's in my way, right? All right, fair enough. Well, if there's extra ticks at the end and you change your mind, then we can always revisit it. But for now, the first tick has talked, and we move into. Let me check my list. I'm pretty sure I got it here.
Boop.
Yes. This is when the palace feast officially begins. Up until this point,
Yippee.
Staff have been going around with hors d'oeuvres, small foods, etc. The markets outside the palace have been open, so people have been bringing in handheld food and the like. But now, like the hall that the balcony is overlooking, these large tables are unveiled, which are covered in a feast of. The base is all these lentils and legumes of various colors. So there's greens, reds, like browns, pale ones. Creates a vibrant, like, base, and there's various hummuses, falafels, squashes, eggplants, corns, and then lamb, goat, and then a few big centerpiece canyon chickens that are like placed
Canyon
across.
chicken.
Yeah, they're like chicken, but they run along the sides of the canyon. They're quite big. Yeah.
Chocobos.
If I knew the song, I would be humming it.
Yeah.
I think we should talk to the myconids, the microsporidia.
Yeah, sure.
Because we're doing all the food to them.
Yeah. The myconites, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just think that would butter them up, and they'd be like kind of more amenable to knowing that we're not crazy and murderous up here.
That sounds very fair. Before we get to that, though, I want to talk to both Chantrell and Chalice separately. In that, Chalice, you were keeping yourself on the periphery. You didn't seem to feel the need to intervene there, I don't believe. Did anything else grab Chalice's attention during that first time block?
You mean with those characters specifically?
Yeah, or like what was Chalice doing when he realized that he didn't need to intervene? Did he go and eavesdrop on the conversation his aunt was having? Did he take a break and go, grab some hors d'oeuvres?
Oh, he is not taking a break this entire time.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He is moving.
Was he getting all the preparations for the feast unveiling ready?
Yeah, probably. I think he's kind of orchestrating. He's like the manager of this event, I believe. And I think, he definitely was listening on the conversation, but he feels pretty good about that country and like their situation, especially since we already met Rowan and seemed like we at least have a common goal. So he probably left that conversation pretty early and was making sure all the prep was happening. And then he sort of also seeing the relationships, he's kind of eyeing the relationships between the countries. Like, they're probably mingling as well. So he kind of wants to see who's interacting with who.
Mm-hmm. I think you probably see, especially leading into this, from this first segment into this second one, you probably see that the Concordant delegation has been speaking with the Microsporidian delegation. I don't imagine that Chalice is able to, get a close-up eavesdrop onto it, but they're speaking out in public. You don't imagine it's anything too state secrety or anything of that sort, but they seem to be having a friendly enough conversation. Yeah, that sounds good. Chantrell, you had mentioned being interested in the Kingdom of Altrecious, but there was nothing that provoked Chantrell to speak up during that segment. Do you imagine Chantrell was there just listening and being Verne's silent bodyguard in case needed, or was Chantrell doing something else?
I think Chantrell was nearby because she wanted to hear how things went, but given that things seemed to go well, she didn't want to interrupt because she knows that she can be energetic sometimes. So she kind of said hi to people around, listened in on parts of the conversation, was happy to see it moving along well, and kept an eye on the Microsporidia delegation and was very happy to see that they are actually interacting. At this point, it's less of you need to talk to these specific people and more like, oh my gosh, you're just here, you're talking, that's great.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you get to see them interacting, and it's not even like, I wonder if in a way, perhaps it takes some of the pressure off of Chantrell that they're not talking to Verne first, right? It's like, oh, okay, they're getting other impressions that aren't just, guys, we need to get up here right now under this group to help this person. Well, not even, not that Chantrell said we need to help this person, but
yes.
It's just like, oh, yeah. All right, fair enough. Well, in that case, Microsporidian delegation. Let me refresh them in my mind real quick. All right. We have oh yes. Ancha Zanoma who we described last time, being a little bit shorter than Chantrell, humanoid, ghostly white in color, fully translucent in some places, has a scale-like, quote-unquote, skin in other places. There are a bunch of like round plates with translucent rims. Who appears to be the leader of this delegation with another important jellyfish-like mycelia, who is 4 legs with a round body and an opaque sort of shimmering mass within. Who I don't remember if I said this one's name last time. This is Minin Hemeltasp. But these two, along with several of Xenoma's retinue, are all out within the main hall, examining the cuisine of the surface with great curiosity. I imagine there are some things, like perhaps some of these legumes aren't like incredibly foreign, but otherwise a lot of the plants that are up here probably are pretty new, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, retinue, how do we approach the Microsporidian delegation?
I think I want to try and partake in their culture by having Chantrell do spores, so we can speak like that with them.
Oh, that's
It
perfect.
might be more comfortable, but I think out loud Verne would say hello and welcome to Wam and the surface. I'm Verne. And then spores, and then we can continue that. Hopefully they get real comfortable. Yeah.
Little poof.
Yeah, I think with Chantrell as the middle mycelia there, you could certainly facilitate it, which, if you think about it, also turns the Grand Hall into the private conversation room as well. But
I suppose so, yeah.
Layered.
We're cheating.
But
sorry. Did you have something you wanted to say,
think-
Chantrell?
Yes, I think Chantrell would be happy about that because the connection also facilitates more open communication and is kind of like, that is definitely something that I'm sure everyone underground is like, they can't talk normally.
Yeah, like we sort of went over with the when you were talking to Babrine, right? Like you were able to communicate in also like shapes and sounds and senses rather than purely words. So there is a little bit of extra layers to the discussion. Verne, when you introduce yourself, Ancha looks at you, glances to Chantrell, who's also facilitating, and Ancha nods and says, Ancha Xenoma, of the Xenoma family of Microsporidia, it is an honor and pleasure to make your acquaintance. The Polycidium of Microsporidia apologizes for not sending a more fitting delegation to your gathering. However, I was the closest, so she just sort of like does that.
I love that. Verne would laugh at that because that's really funny. It's a great way to decide who gets to go.
Yeah. I mean, it was discussed like even with Chantrell, right? It's like you don't know if they have the time to get up here, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
And so, Chantrell, I did say when we met this person closer, we would decide how well you knew them. So, Ancha Xenoma is the head of one of Microsporidia's noble families. Amongst them, the Xenoma family is very much a warrior slash, fringe of the society, right? Perhaps during the many years of the Mind Flayer, where that massive empire sprawled amongst the underground, the Xenomas were the ones who sort of like defended the territory against that region. So in a way, their family's probably similar, at least, with Chantrell doing scouting, unless you imagine Chantrell doing the scouting being unusual. for her upbringing. But
I don't think so. In that, I think that there was like a pool of applicants, and some people did come from unexpected areas, but not necessarily past.
Right.
So,
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't think that they're from the same place, but I do think that they may have had similar values, for lack of a better word. I do think that Chantrell is slightly more urban, for lack of a better word. But yeah, she definitely knows about them.
Yeah, that sounds fair. The two of you probably have had, if not direct interaction, perhaps indirect interactions, even in like older times of exchanging maps or, information, that kind of stuff. So similar, though slightly different fields, and perhaps slightly different places, but perhaps a mutual respect. The
I
other
think so.
one. Well, so if you were urban, I leave this up to you. If you believe Chantrell would have been near what I've dubbed the Polysidium, which is sort of the central component of Microsporidia, its seat of government, the Minin Hamiltosp is from there, from the incredibly well-known for being bureaucratic Hamiltosp family, right? So... you may be aware of him in a similar way, in that just like, or not in a similar way, but just from being in the area, or you may not because they're not particularly important, right?
Yeah.
They're very middle management, but this particular guy can teleport, so that's why he's here.
I don't think that she knows them specifically, but hearing the name probably rings a bell in that she's probably heard the general family name used in expressions if they are the like embodiment of middle management.
That sounds about right. All right. Well, with that, introductions, we now know what Chantrell knows about them.
Yes.
And the initial greetings have been made. Verne, did you follow up with... Did you have something you wanted to follow up? Or Chantrell, did you have something you want to follow up with?
Chantrell will express joy that they can even be here. I'm just like, well, I'm glad that you were able to come at all. It's great to see you, and welcome. Just like nervous energy, but also like joy.
Pardon me.
That's all thanks to her.
I think...
Sorry, you can go, Verne.
I think Verne would say, like a more fitting party. That doesn't mean anything. I'd like to meet anyone else from down there.
There's, I think, to Chantrell, it's like, well, we certainly owe our arrival to swift-moving scouts and to Minin here, who was able to arrive and invite us as soon as possible. But we're glad to have made it. And it seems like just in time. We arrived about 12 hours ago.
Oh wow. So how long did it take that word to travel?
To get
A couple
below,
weeks?
it took Pibrine a week and a half or so. To make it
Okay.
back up, considerably less time. Thanks to, again, and she gestures to Minin, who is currently filling up his plate with a bunch of things. So, he picks something up, rotates it, that very rotates apple in your mind, but with one of his limbs, and then
He's
place it. He
comprehending.
doesn't ever put anything back, but they are sorted in the plate, in a particular way. What way? It's unclear, but they're definitely being placed particularly.
I love that.
He says, well, glad to hear you're willing to meet with a warrior such as myself for your first encounter with us. Well, I should say second encounter with us. Quickly apologizing in part to Chantrell. It's like, well, this is technically a little different because this is a diplomatic encounter, but so true, but also not true. But perhaps that's heartening to you, given the situation you find yourself in. The reports from Chantrell and others have conveyed a time of, well, chaos above, as there is chaos below, but of a different flavor.
Are they referring to the mother stuff, or?
No, they're referring to as like the mind flayer collapsing, like that empire collapsing. That produces a lot of change, right?
Yeah.
When a big empire falls apart. So, their chaos is probably a little bit less war and violence and a lot more like era of exploration, right?
Yeah. Yes. I'm trying to say something that won't get me in trouble.
We can get?
Oh yeah.
Are there any what advantages, Chalice?
I don't know if they're interested in helping us with any ground-based military assistance.
That's up to you to ask. Unlike, I think Altrecious is the one that you even knew going into this they were going to be pretty overtly friendly to you, right? At this, asking someone for military aid, though, that's got to come from you, I think. But yeah.
Chantrell is happy. Everyone is here, and like the connection definitely conveys that.
Aww.
I think you get in return that Ancha is excited to see the surface, and this wide group. I think you also catch the twinge of like an analytical mind to it too, where she's excited, but she's also like looking at the defenses, taking notes, not for an attack necessarily, but what can I take away from this, right? It's like there's a bunch of different circumstances here, and as I find myself in different circumstances off it, what can I learn? Meanwhile, Minin over there is not being particularly vocal, but you do get the sense that he is incredibly absorbing everything going on. Your words, Verne's words, like all of the things that are placed out before them, perhaps even the words of other conversations nearby, right? Soaking it all up like a sponge.
Chantrell is going to send him a few images of foods that he should try that she really likes.
Going to consult your mind.
Like a limb searches for them on the table and, like searches them out, prioritizes them in the picking them up bit by bit.
Yes.
Right?
This here is called grits.
Is Verne going to maybe ask for that, or would you like Chalice to step in?
I think Chalice stepping in would be awesome.
Okay, sure. Chalice moseys on by with a plate full of food. It is moved around more than it is eaten, with the bundle of nerves that he has, like sort of not miming eating or anything, but it's like, oh, my stomach is kind of in knots, so I'm just eating a little bit piece by piece. But sees if he can join the conversation, though he's very not sure when to jump in because everybody's talking psychically.
There.
I mean, I
suppose.
Probably Chantrell can extend the invitation to the mind meld, but that's,
Yeah, if Chalice looks ready to talk, which at this point I think Chantrell can notice that, focus can shift to Chalice.
Perfect. He would introduce himself. He would probably talk small pleasantries before getting into it. I just wanted to make sure that it's clear that I am not just going like, hey, help us now.
You're getting tagged in.
Right, yeah.
I would actually introduce you as like my top advisor.
Whoa, it's like the first time he's been introduced instead of the other way around.
Hey!
Character growth.
By the way, you guys aren't hearing like feedback from my mic or anything, are you?
No.
Okay, good. And he goes, there's a lot of areas that we're reclaiming for ourselves that we just simply didn't know about. For instance, and then he would talk about the ancient like model, or like the well, I guess they're not ancient, but like the very old war things that they found, and they're like just discovering. But it's possible that you and your people know the undersides of our country better than we do, and we would love to rediscover our own country through your eyes, if you're willing to share that.
Ooh.
You see 10 million fireflies.
So, clarify for me out of fluff what you're asking for. Are you asking for them to scout out the subterranean of your nation? Essentially what Chantrell was doing before getting... Well, actually, no, I guess Chantrell wasn't doing... Chantrell was scouting the surface, not the near surface, right? But, you're asking them to scout the near surface, produce a comprehensive map for you, essentially?
Yes, that to start, if they're amenable to that.
Mm-hmm. I think that's something which wouldn't require a roll, assuming you all are willing to commit to something relatively small in return, right? You get as the presence of Chantrell might indicate, as the presence of ourselves might indicate, we are here, and we are interested in your surface. If you're granting us leave to traverse just beneath your feet and wish to have the fruits of our labors there, perhaps we could simply trouble you for some of the fruits of your labors above. Whether that's information or supplies. I think my own retinue is ready to move to fresh territory. I think we could do with some near-surface exploration. Essentially, what they're asking is either equivalent information for information or just like a small bit of coin. The way I see this is for the no-roll version of this support that you're getting here, is you'll very likely get a clock from them that you can work on with skill or just during downtime, right? Like you can work on a project to work with them. And you working is less you aiding them directly and more you doing stuff to pay them for their work, right?
Okay.
Or just paying them directly with coin, which they use to get the stuff they want directly from other people, right? Supposed to be a small clock that on completion, they will relay to you secrets about the subterranean of the land, right? And I think that's a very reasonable no-roll agreement that you can come to.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I would say, like, of course, that sounds more than amenable. In fact, I think it might be beneficial for your people to have some sort of hub within our region. I have heard that, unfortunately, not everybody's above surface exploration has been as nice as it has for Chantrell here. And I would hate for that to color your expectations of the above world. So I think there might be a way we can carve some sort of hub for you within a region. Now, I'm not saying that everything here is safe. Of course, we are in pockets of reclaiming our area, but we have conquered, well, I guess I wouldn't say conquered. We have reclaimed certain areas that I think could be of interest to you.
Verne, when Chow says offering areas, you have any thoughts on that?
Well, her first thought would probably be any mines here that might be dried up. She'd be willing to offer those. That have been abandoned since. But also all of the tunnel works that they're finding in regards to Mother's mission.
Yep.
Oof.
I think she might accidentally think about that and be like, I don't have much more concrete stuff, but that we have information of something very dangerous that is kind of creeping down into your area that I'd be willing to give you to keep yourself safe. But I would want something else in return, and I don't know what.
Okay. So yeah, I think Chalice, it seems like you're onto something there. Here's my thought. Verne's given some explicit places. Chalice, did you have an explicit place in mind as well?
Not particularly. I felt like there was areas that I just couldn't recall in the moment, but
yeah,
especially if they're going to be like near surface instead, like they can come above for sure, but I imagine they also still want to have spaces underground, and that just sort of increases where they can go, considering we're talking about depth as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think pretty much every area you control has some element of underground, right? So
exactly. So
Chantrell, do you? Sorry, I thought you were done. Continue.
I was just gonna say, I think they more or less have their pick, but not like their great pickings, but they exist.
They have their picks of any region, but the safest would be probably where closest to where Verne is.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, Chantrell, did you have any input on this matter?
Probably somewhere in the area near or within travel distance of Tuam, since this is where they are most familiar with underground, since they're technically kind of nearby. And yes, they'll be near underground instead of deep, but having some proximity to familiarity is still a safer step than just yeeting yourself out there like Chantrell did. She's doing great, but maybe that's not for everyone.
Okay. I think here I do want to roll now that we're arguing for a little bit more stuff. I'll leave it up to you guys who's rolling, and as always, it's also up to you what is being rolled. I think consort
I don't know
and
what would
sway.
be rolled here.
Consort and sway are probably pretty close to being.
I have good sway. So I have 3.
I misheard sway at first.
So... Chalice, do you want to roll?
Yeah. I'm just gonna do a straight up roll, it sounds like, and do controlled standard.
Yeah, I think it's controlled still.
I'm gonna give you.
And Verne would help too. I think she'd be able to maybe put them at ease of like, you will be safe places. You have access to whatever I'll have access to.
Okay.
Chantrell is helping because Chantrell will always help with her people.
That's fair. Reasonable. All right. Then
Okay, so 2?
Yep, with +2 dice at the top. Risky standard.
Yes. Hey!
Super!
All right.
Oh
on a full success, I don't think they'll ask for anything beyond what you have offered here, and they'll offer you. And here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to revise my note, what we've got here. So I think the promise of some territory to use as a base, and we get the description of like some of these abandoned mines and things, where you get Ansha's thoughts like as the areas are suggested, and perhaps Verne conveys them mentally, right? Like, oh, well, I've been to this place, and here's kind of what it looks like in my foggy memory, right? And Ansha would recall, abandoned but only recently so, labyrinthine in many ways, proves defensible, near the surface but separate, and not too far from your city for interaction. This seems suitable. And those dangers you've mentioned in the tunnels, we'll make sure to prioritize those and be ready for them. And once they've been
and
purged,
if you see any things that are just drilling into rock, just destroy those.
yeah.
Destroy those things in those scary tunnels.
Once that danger has been passed as well, it should, if it's as you describe, serve as a very convenient transportation method without needing to traverse the sometimes harsh climate of your surface world.
Oh, I understand that.
This weather, am I right?
Am I right?
All right, let me see. Let me just write down real quick, giving them abandoned mine in Talam and the vampire excavation zones as well. All right, I think the last thing Ancho would say on this matter then, with that successful roll, is I'll have some of my retinue talk with some of yours while we're here today about these threats that you're experiencing underground, so that way we can get right to work. And I think, I don't know, you had that like scouting levy, that like improvised scouting levy, right? I think some of those maybe some of those people were here who have firsthand knowledge. Well, of course the Optics investigators aren't here. Those two prisoners, I think they were here, right? Did people? Someone?
They were.
Yes, I was gonna say someone explicitly wanted them to be here, so it's like they're here for them to talk to as well. So I think you leave this with, hey, look, the Microsporidia is going to help. They're going to help you get a map of the underground, which could be helpful for its own tactical reasons. But they're also going to help you deal with some vampire stuff underground, so that might lead to some leads on Shion's front as well.
Yeah, baby.
Of course,
Good.
the same thing still applies. There's going to be a clock, and you guys can work on it to fund and support them as they go. But there's now greater potential stuff, right? And they're going to be a little bit more integrated with you for that. All right.
That's huge. Yeah, I love that.
Yay.
All right. Anything else from Microsporidia?
No.
All right.
We've done talking, we've done showing off, and Chantrell would be happy to talk about the various differences between being a scout and a warrior underground versus above ground.
Mm-hmm.
But maybe, I don't know about right now, because we
Right.
also need to get food.
That's like a fluff thing we pan to during like another conversation where Chantrell's not present, right? Yeah.
Yes. Chantrell will be happily chatting.
All right. And as the second clock ticks, or the second tick of the clock, where'd it go? Why can't I see it anymore? Hello?
I can see it.
Oh, you can see it? Okay. I'm probably just slowly disconnecting. I'm gonna refresh my page. But
It's fine.
while that's reloading, the stream can still see. I just can't see as the GM. That's all. While that's reloading, we have
I know we have to address some of these fancier people.
Mhm.
I know they're getting pissed that they weren't the first ones to get spoken to.
look, I mean, you didn't speak to them first, Verne, but that only means that people like Diatretta got to speak to them first, so
It's
Oh,
true.
thank God.
She definitely got on the good foot.
Mhm, mhm. So as the feast is, it's been served, people have been eating for a good bit of time now. Out one of the windows, you can see a scattering of arcane fireworks thrown into the sky. A beautiful array of golds, of all sorts of oranges and earthen colors, all sort of cast up and out over the town. And while this while this occurs to murmurs of enjoyment from the people within the hall, and some cheers from people outside, Chalice, you check your itinerary. It is not the hour for this show.
Oh,
Of course.
Oh no.
It only lasts a brief time, leading some guests to be confused, but you know the main show is supposed to be considerably later in the evening.
oh boy.
I will say out loud, "Oh good, the test fireworks seem to be going well." And then he starts to rush over to where they were launched.
Chantrell's going to follow him because if anything is going on, he's gonna need help.
I will also be following.
All right, what about Shion? Are you going that way, or are you remaining with Verne?
Well,
Us two rock up to your group. What do you
I
think?
think someone needs to.
Stay with Verne.
I feel like Shion would at least have the sense of wanting to play bodyguard a little bit.
Okay.
Like if Verne is gonna be by herself, then Shion is gonna be around.
Yeah, at least
Yes.
I'm assuming Verne's not leaving her own party, right? I just feel like
Yeah,
that's
correct.
probably not the case. So.
Yeah. And I
alright.
think Chantrell does a quick message boop to Shion to be like, "You staying? Okay."
Alright.
Mhm.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Those who ventured there, Chalice, Chantrell, and Merlin, you find that the scene has already been in some places. What's the word I'm looking for? Not quite sealed off, like covertly sealed off by some guards of your own, of your own nation, of course.
Mhm.
I think this. Oh, actually, yeah, Chantrell and Merlin, you were there, but Merlin, I believe you were on the outside. Chantrell, you were on the wall. I think it was Verne and Shion who had gone inside. In a way, this resembles a lot when you were attacking the palace, though not immediately adjacent to it. A warehouse full of these arcane fireworks getting ready. They were getting organized and set up for later in the evening, but otherwise still being used as storage. Appears to have caught fire or exploded in a not insignificant way. And the guard who were present at the moment have found a corpse.
Oh.
Oh boy. Who? All right. What happened here?
One of the guards gives a quick, it's like, we came rushing as soon as we heard. There were patrols in the area, but it just happened suddenly, and no one seems to have caught sight of who did the killing. But another guard says, it looks like there was a dimensional burst in there. So we think that there were two killed. This one, we've already told someone to do the enchantment to keep this one from bursting as well. But the first one, we think, went up in a spout of flame. And that's why everything did this.
Can we identify the bodies?
Well, that's... Yeah, but that's, better just to see it. They bring you inside to the one remaining body. The one that was destroyed in the dimensional rupture is not around, and they're only assuming one was. But when you go inside and you see, like, the scars of violent flame, it looks like dimensional rupture, right? So their assumption is probably safe. The slain person is a human male, likely, I don't know, maybe 30s or 40s, hard to say. Dressed in a Toam Guard uniform, so uniform of your nation, of this town. But as they show you the body, they say all of the patrols and the guards in this area were already accounted for. No one's been able to identify him.
So it's not one of our own, yet they died anyway.
Not one of your own, but they died anyway wearing one of your uniforms.
Do I feel like there's a rat in our midst?
Well, before we get to
my God.
that certainly
Messy.
seems like a possibility. right? It's not impossible to get uniforms to disguise oneself, right? You guys, it's something that happens, right? Now that could be they were supplied with them intentionally, right? In which case, yes, there is a rat in your midst, but it could be that they stole them. It's not necessarily the case. Yeah. One other very important feature of this corpse is that looks like they were slain by a blade that left acid scarring across their body.
Why?
Oh my
I'm just confused. If people were trying to sneak in, why would one of their own be killed? Because our guards are saying they did not kill this person.
Your guards are saying they did not kill this person and they don't know this person.
They don't know them. So who is killing this person who is not part of our team? Is there... Oh, wait. Okay, so let me see if I can do a magic thing here using one of my skills.
Okay. What is
Can I study, I guess? Study the body. It looks like I already got the acid thing, but is there anything else that could lead me to believe, like, maybe someone's known for using an acid blade? Can I look at this person's body to see what kind of person they were, like what nation they're from?
Yeah, well, the first thing, I'll have some information for you, but yes, also, make your roll for studying the body. I don't know if Merlin or Chantrell want to jump in.
I'll help that.
I have a different thing, so if you're going to be doing corpse things, go ahead.
Okay.
Corpse things, yeah, sure.
All right.
My corpse things. I'll help with that. I'll spend some stress on that.
Okay. Just standard controlled?
Yeah, I'd say standard.
Or controlled standard?
Controlled standard, yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, controlled standard. It's controlled. Okay. There's no active threat.
Okay.
Partial success. All right. So here's what I think. First off, free information. Someone known for using like an acid sort of blade. You have not heard of anyone of that nature, but you know that Verne herself has acid scarring on her face.
Oh shit.
Oh no.
What this partial success conveys to you upon searching the body is that there were a handful of hidden blades on this person. So it certainly seems like they were kitted out for assassination. But that's pretty much all you've got. There's nothing you can really... This person was planning to kill someone with a blade. Turns out most people die when they're stabbed. That doesn't really narrow down their targets, but, well, you're here to protect Verne, so... That seems
so
like
this was an assassin, but someone killed this person using an acid blade, which is very familiar with Verne's backstory. That's not good. Okay, so Chalice will direct everybody to do like a sweep, a controlled sweep around the area, like go in groups. Report anything that comes back. I'm going to ask Chantrell, who is here, to link everybody up right now within the perimeter, and we do like sort of a wide circle sweep, and if we see anything, we'll know immediately.
So Chantrell can only link friends, so it's going to be hard. You can't really link.
How are they not our friends?
Get more friends!
I can only do up to like 6 people at a time.
That's also true. Yeah, there's a limited number. Mycelia have a stronger version, or a stronger connection to each other, but to non-Mycelia, it's more limited.
Yeah, I mean...
But Chantrell, you also were going to do something else as well, right?
Yes. I was going to, since Chantrell has kind of been setting up security stuff, the first thing she wants to do is, of course, back up... Chalice in the perimeter sweep, but also she wants to get word out to the rest of everybody that is working on things and not just focus on this one area, but get everyone aware who needs to be, hey, stuff might be happening. These are the signs that we've noticed. Keep an eye out and share if you see anything. and
See something,
being
say something.
aware that there
Yep.
might be people in uniform. So she wants to get basically an alert out
Right.
ASAP to our people. Not a like, oh my god, everybody, but like a
Right.
hey, guards, you need to be aware of this because this has changed recently.
Right. Heightened security, but
There we go.
no overt announcements or like changes. You're not suddenly rolling
Yeah,
out.
so she's gonna have to go and do that herself.
Yeah, sounds fair. All right. So Chalice, you also have people do a sweep around the area. I assume Merlin is you and Merlin's doing that as well.
Actually, can I attune to maybe get like a beat on this guy? Maybe if they have like something. Can I like look to see if like there's something I can like find to track them?
Sure. I think that's theoretically doable. I think. Yeah, I guess attune could be used for it. You guys get to choose what skill you want to use.
Or I
for
can
it.
do a hunt.
Yeah, I think hunt works as well. Yeah, let's do that.
Should I do controlled?
We'll do this one at risky because if you search for someone and they find you before you find them, then it is a little bit more dangerous, right?
Okay. Let's see here. Durability. Okay.
Alright.
Guys, I think
Oh no.
I think I might be in trouble.
All right.
So as I'm hunting, I go, I'm gonna look into this. You guys, search the perimeter, and that just leaves me alone.
I think that's exactly what happens. Chalice, you and a couple of guards, like you're doing your sweep. You're trying to keep everyone in reach of one another. And Merlin, perhaps you're in the
Remember when I said for everybody to partner up?
right. Oh yeah. So everyone's partnered up except for Merlin, who's
Buddy.
staying here. No, actually,
Yeah, I'm saying that to Merlin.
actually, Merlin,
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
have a
yeah.
guard with you if you want.
Sure. You know what? I'll just have like a red shirt with me.
Little buddy.
Yeah, a guard wearing a red shirt. That's perfect for what I have planned.
Actually, they have a tabard from an off-forgotten kingdom that looks like a bullseye right on their back.
Oh my god.
Okay. Yeah, it's a recurring joke in their family, and that's why they wear it to fun occasions like
Wouldn't
this
it be
one.
funny?
Wouldn't it
strongest
be
backs
funny?
imaginable. Or strong through two back to fail.
All right, so Merlin, you are in the midst of casting your spell when you hear a grunt behind you, as the guard who was with you takes a blade to the back, and that same blade, as you turn, arcs toward you. I'm going to give you a level 1 harm of just barely cut, right? Like having the second guard with you bought you a little bit of time to react, right? So you got a good laceration. But the main thing that happens aside from that is like as this figure slices towards you, they shake something in their offhand and throw it towards the body, igniting it with flame to mar it beyond recognition. And then they're going to try to run. So
I want to stop them.
yeah, I know you want to. Yeah, I figured you want to stop them. So Merlin, how are you trying to stop them?
I guess I'll use hunt again, but this time I'm gonna spend some stress to
Track
get
them
some
down.
more chutzpah in
Alright.
it,
Go for it. Make your roll.
and it's gonna be risky.
Oh yeah.
And I add one more, right?
Yep. One die for 2 stress.
Okay.
Success.
There we go.
Hey!
Are you do it? Are you capturing them alive or are you killing?
You know what? I'm killing him.
You're killing them.
Actually,
you
wait, no, hold on. That's against Merlin. Merlin's trying to turn over a new leaf, so he's gonna begrudgingly capture them.
All right. This figure, who, as you turn and get a good glimpse of them as they leave the room, having burned the one body, is also wearing a Tawam uniform. They're very acrobatic, making a leap up onto an object to try to lose you, but despite your age, you're able to use your magic to keep up, or maybe you just got got just enough energy left in those legs to chase down and hurl a spell.
I sure don't. I Homer Simpson back into a plume of smoke, and then I Homer Simpson out of the smoke, like in front of them.
Yeah, and when you do, you're able to, whatever sort of spell that you choose to cast to get them restrained, call out.
Actually, I was gonna say I was gonna hook him with my hook.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh yeah,
that's a
you
little
got
too
your
much.
hook. Yep.
Yeah.
You have that.
Hey, yo, hook now.
You know what? I'm a frail old man and a nerd, so
Mhm.
I'm gonna sink him into the floor.
Okay, sounds good. Hook him with your hook to stop him moving, and then sink into the floor. And you're able to call Chalice and the other guards back to secure this individual.
Got him.
Quick pivot back to inside where Shion and Verne are. Shion, I assume you're actively keeping an eye out, yes? And probably Verne as well.
Yeah, I'm on edge.
Yeah, Verne, what are you doing?
Verne is scouting for the next people to talk to, and she cannot pick between the Laurel Concord or Makota in town.
Okay, sounds fair. So while Verne's trying to keep, all right, I'm keeping myself on the goal for the night while everyone else handles this. Shion, can I get a roll for you for what you see?
This is for I'm actively looking for something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think that would be survey.
Yep. All right, sounds fair. And it sounds like you got no help here. So unless you want to spend the stress yourself.
Just a normal roll, risky standard. How's it?
Yep, risky standard I think is good. All right.
I see jack shit.
I'm in danger.
Unfortunately, I think that
It's noble, the noble jack shit.
I think that is actually what happens here, in that you're on edge, you're searching, you don't see anything, and while the consequences of not seeing anything don't occur now, no one leaps out and assassinates Verne immediately.
Thank God.
But I think when the time comes,
I'm worried about Verne.
for what was just missed, that roll will likely be desperate because it was not caught sooner.
Okay.
All right. Verne, Shion, the word from Chantrell reaches you. A guard very covertly informs Verne of what's going on. Or perhaps Chantrell, perhaps you make it back in time. I don't know.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chantrell's going to spread the word and then go back to Verne.
Okay.
Verne should probably be in the secret room instead of out in the open.
After this, yes.
Yeah.
All right. So, Chantrell, you convey to Verne what has happened. And yeah, I suppose that leaves Merlin and Chalice. Are you doing anything in particular with your prisoner? The prisoner immediately clams up and seems to be attempting not to speak at all.
I am definitely interrogating him.
Okay.
Or actually, I'm not even going to do that. I'm just going to go inside his mind.
Put the wicks to him.
How?
Let me think. I'm going to blow smoke onto him. He just sitting there. And then I blow a plume onto his face, and as the smoke dissipates, there's a tiny door in the center of his forehead.
Oh shit.
And
I
I
would
look
seem like
inside.
that.
Yep.
And before I do it, I go, all right, you better open up and act nicely.
Yeah, not that I'm trying to stop this, because I'm not. I think, Merlin, this is probably one of those things where this is the closest you've gotten to some real controversial magic. Perhaps surprisingly, magic for killing, that's something that happens across the world every day. Magic for prying into or messing with people's minds is often considered worse, right?
That's a good point.
Now, not saying you shouldn't do it, because I think as a member of someone's retinue who you're a friend might be about to get assassinated. I'm not saying you can't justify it. I'm just saying maybe this causes a feeling in Merlin as he does it, that's all. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know, that's up to you.
Actually,
I just wanted to mention that.
I'm going to study him instead, like, what's on him right now. He has the Tawam, like, uniform on right now. All right, can I, like, find stuff that's on him? Like, what he's carrying?
Yeah, I think you find the same sort of stuff, like without an additional roll, same sort of stuff you guys found when you found the other one, right? There's a couple hidden blades, a couple small magical pouches to cause bright lights, or things to like, or like a shroud of smoke to help with getaways, or that sort of stuff. Nothing sophisticated, though, right? Like, it seems pretty, what's
You know what?
Hmm?
I'm going to stay here with him, but with the guards around me, I'm going to turn to one and say, I need you to put an alert out to all the heads of state. Get them to safe places immediately.
Ooh. I think one of the guards would hear that, nod, but they would run that by Verne first.
Yeah. Tell them, I think someone's trying to run a false flag with causing ruckuses with the heads of state.
Yeah, that's my thought.
Yeah. So we should just clam up right now.
Salud.
All right.
Thank you.
Verne, I think Chantrell reaches you, explains the situation. A few minutes after, probably about the time you're going to pick who you want to talk to next, Merlin's suggestion gets to you. Merlin's suggesting to warn the heads of state, clam up. I will note that while you are welcome to do so, and in doing so may, in fact, improve the safety of your guests and decrease the chance that you're blamed for anything, it may still reflect poorly on you that you're only 2 hours into the night and you're already telling your guests you can't protect them. So,
And protect them if they go in the safe house.
I was about to say, I would invite all the rest of them up to the mezzanine as soon as we can get them up there.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds fair.
Just
Yeah, for like
basically
a
one
Lord
fell
of the
swoop,
Rings type of thing.
So mezzanine first, worry about the safe house later.
Yeah,
Vibe?
that's what it sounds like, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Just get them a little bit more
I want them
removed.
to safety, and then I will find an excuse to excuse myself.
Yeah, fair enough. All right. They are moved to safety. I think at this point, things are somewhat stable. There's no additional movement that you can detect. Are you going to try to engage diplomatically with another group? And if so, who's staying on guard watch duty?
I will talk to people. I think I want to talk to the two people who traveled the most, so Arhema and the Laurel Concord.
Okay, which one do you want to focus
So
on?
I will be up in that room.
Mm-hmm. All right, which one do you want to focus on first?
I think Laurel Concord.
Sounds fair.
What's Arhema's claim to fame again?
They are the
They're,
religious capital of the world.
The
and
religious
so
capital, right?
they probably have opinions about the cloister choosing to support you. But
Yeah,
they're
okay.
holding
I'll
off
talk
on
to the
those
Laurel
opinions until
Concord
you've met
first.
you yourself.
I'm scared.
All right, fair enough. All right, so Verne's going to go talk to the Concord. Is anyone else going with Verne, or is everyone else playing physical defense?
I think Chalice will try to leave this in the hands of the people who are more physically capable.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he feels like with the rest of the party on guard, maybe trade out with well, I don't know. Xion can still protect as a bodyguard. I think that's still worth doing, but Chalice wants to be in with the talks for sure.
Okay. Merlin, Chantrell, Xion. Who's keeping close? Who's playing the field?
I want to be with my boys scouting.
All right, sounds good. Chantrell?
So Verne is going to a different room to have the conversation.
It is the mezzanine, so it is within sight of the main hall. It was by design designated to be somewhere that was exposed to everyone by Verne.
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
don't say that like that.
It doesn't like Verne.
So, other question. The mezzanine, are all the heads of state up there and she's just off in a corner talking with one, or is it like one group is up there talking?
That's how I
all the
imagined
heads of
it.
state are
Everybody's
up
up
there.
there.
There's enough room that
Uh-huh.
like not everyone's going to be immediately privy to the conversation, but it is, for having private conversations, it is a little close space to be talking amongst these groups, but the chance of eavesdropping is high, but with lowered voices you might be fine.
Okay, Chantrell is going to remain on the main floor, carefully watching all exits, windows, entryways, etc., and checking the mezzanine regularly, but mostly, like, if anyone's going to be aiming at it, it's going to be from an entryway, not from
Right.
the mezzanine itself.
Reasonable, very reasonable, makes sense.
So-
And
She is floating around.
and then Shion, are you sticking by Verne's side or are you sulking to the shadows?
No, I think I'm out and about because, like, I would rather be the target over Shion. I am Shion. I would rather be the target over Verne.
Okay, so you're also out, like, moving, trusting in the fact that the mezzanine is already secured to provide at least something. And Chalice is there. So you've got Chantrell and maybe Shion on midfield, Merlin a bit further out with the boys, doing like the wider range scouting, and then Chalice and Verne in the reasonably secured mezzanine, about to talk.
I'd also like to encourage the other heads of state to bring their own security detail if it makes them feel better. So it will be secured from an attack.
I mean, the trend you've noticed is that all of the heads of state have pretty much been traveling with their security detail. Or in the case of Microsporidia, the diplomat is the security detail for herself.
We are the Brute Squad.
Right? I think the only exception to that is the Concord, where Eurydice doesn't have any particular, like, she doesn't have a bodyguard sticking close, but she always has a few people in suits who are much like Chantrell, always in, like, the middle distance, right? But, like, they're not, or at least Chantrell in this moment, they're always in the middle distance.
Also, she's used to being assassinated.
Yes, she is. She was almost killed less than a year ago, so.
Wow.
This is her first time out of the country since then.
We have so much in common. Holy shit.
Yeah.
You can be blasé about it at this point.
All right, Verne, how do you and Chalice approach Eurydice Makram, Prime Minister of the Laurel Concord?
I think Verne will be a little off the cuff and a little down to earth. And she'll say, "It's my pleasure to meet you. It was incredible to watch you arrive with part of your whole city. I just hope we can share our culture with you."
She smiles and says, "Oh, I'm glad you enjoyed the show. At times I can find it to be a bit ostentatious, but it's my hope that by bringing a part of Vedacia with me, the people of my nation can also get to know the people of yours, and perhaps make it easier for us both to come to an understanding. It's often difficult when it's one leader talking to another to get the people to understand why they might wish to aid another."
Do you find your people mingling well here?
Oh, certainly. I've lost track of all my children, which I think is a good sign.
Cute. I think Verne would be like, "Oh, here's a point of interest for them to go to, and here and here. You'll probably find them, blah, blah, blah."
Yep. She takes, she smiles and takes note of them, though I think she makes a comment about how, well, once they're lost, it's up to them to return. She's not sure if she'll find them before the night's end.
Oh.
But But if she does,
Fair.
she'll relay Verne's recommendations.
It's fine. They're like their 30s.
Yeah, her children are all adults at this point, right?
I see. Then she would recommend other places.
Yeah, sorry, the children were described on the way in last time, but there's...
Wait a minute.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah.
I do remember them.
Yep. But yeah. So you have your exchange of pleasantries.
I think Verne would kind of segue into your the sheer amount of technology you arrived with is incredible. We really don't have that much here in Tuam, but it would be really nice to kind of maybe mesh in that way.
I might chime in, like, we don't have much at the moment, but we do have something that we acquired recently that may be of interest to you. I know that Vericiel is a very has a lot of history, and perhaps you are familiar with some of this older tech. And I would probably briefly mention the Magitech stuff that we have without getting into too much detail. I don't want to say like we're completely defenseless, because we do have stuff. We do have stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're scrappy.
Yeah, and I think
We sure are.
when you say that, comment about them having so much and you not having as much, I think she makes a comment in return. It's like, oh, don't sell yourself short. A lot of the skiffs and such I saw flying around here were developed by concordant states a few decades ago, and it heartens me to see that they're still in use, a testament to their sturdiness and versatility to see them in such environs. And Chalice, as you go through a couple examples, I don't know if you mentioned like the Magitech soldiers that you maybe have showing off in like on the fairgrounds or something, right? Like a couple of them.
Probably do. Like it's out there.
I believe those may have even been developed by Catalog, one of our designer Magitech firms that's been around for a few centuries. I believe they had a commission in this region shortly after the collapse, but my recollection on that front may be incomplete. After all, I had to cram a lot of information on your home region before getting here. It's not possible to remember all of it.
And we wouldn't expect you to, which is why I hope that you're learning as much as you can visiting our beautiful, beautiful country.
Of course, and I'm sure my retinue are as well. In fact, I know there was one of mine was an arcanist with me, and she looks around and says, well, perhaps she'll find her own way, who was looking to talk to one of yours. I don't recall which, but that's business for other people. Verne, if I may.
Yes.
You are queen of these lands, yes? The title that you...
Yes.
Now, far be it from me to presume, but if you would seek it, I'm more than happy to extend an offer for you and your nation to join the Concord. The Laurel Concord is not a single nation, but an alliance. And while I represent the Concord as a whole, I will not undersell that there are numerous commitments that come as a part of such an agreement, but I think seeing you in your current plight, our power could be of use to you.
Oof. Well, I don't disagree that we may be in need. I would love to review the terms and conditions. We're just so new, I'd hate to see my vision for this nation fall to an approval committee.
But of course, and you'd have to understand that the time between application and acceptance, there would be a time where you would be perhaps underrepresented amongst the Concord. least until a proper census can be done. But this conflict of yours, and she glances across the mezzanine to the Corvish woman representing Arhema, who is perhaps wrapped up in her own conversation with Diatretta at that moment, right? But she would say, but know that I'm not interested in engaging in proxy wars. If you need assistance from the Concord, then you must align with the Concord. But if you wish to engage with the Concord on matters unrelated to your current plight, then we can have those discussions as well.
I'd be more than happy to connect on that front for sure. That's an absolute yes from me.
And now for that, she sort of goes into stuff that's like, they're not going to give you anything for free, right? Like,
yeah.
And so, but there's exchange of like possibilities, right? And like flavor mechanic wise, you know, if you want to try to get something that you don't think your lands would have, you could perhaps ask the Concord and pay a little extra as you roll acquire asset to, like, you know, potentially get something that's outside of the realm of what you think might be available here, right? Like, you can do that kind of stuff. They're open to that sort of thing. Like, if you want, right now, they're not really going to give you anything unless you offer something, and probably something pretty significant. You have something significant to offer.
I don't know. I imagine that like the mines in this place kind of do a lot of earth minerals, whatever that's called, like resources that they might need to make their technology. So that was kind of my only bargaining chip. As for to get stuff from them, I'd want to boost agriculture around here because it is a desert. So something that could like terraform a piece of the desert for better food, something.
Okay, let me note that down, because I think that's something
Things
where
like that.
That's something that sounds to me like a series of a project roll or like a bunch of money to buy, rather than making a roll here and now to convince them, right?
Yeah,
makes
sense. Because if we're not going to enter the Concord like immediately, we're not going to be able to really get much.
But to be entirely clear, she's saying that if you sign these agreements, even though you don't formally have all your territory yet, they will give you military support. Like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's all you need. And you suddenly have 3
am I
extra
metagaming right now
levels.
by being scared of signing in? Yes.
Do we know anything about the Concord? Like, why is it just like, hey, we're allies and we will come to your aid. We are the great powers.
They
Like
are...
working on other nations, that kind of stuff.
Sorry, Shion, what was
I feel
that?
like Shion probably has opinions on the Concord, right? Shion is listening to this conversation here.
Yeah, I'm very
curious.
Like,
the Laurel Concord is kind of responsible for the situation Shion is in right now, right? For better and worse.
Yeah.
Like, them taking over Evelyn was kind of the thing that spurred Shion to even go on this quest. Like, if this hadn't happened, there's a good chance that Shion would still be in that shitty situation and trying to, like, still find the opening that they want. Or maybe they would have already found the opening. The truth is that Shion has no way of knowing. So it's like, I feel like Shion is sitting, listening in, and feeling very conflicted here, because, like, having military support sounds like it would help achieve their goals, right? And Shion obviously is focused on her own goal. But it's also not her place to say anything about this, and also they know, for instance, that the Concord is not their friend. Because, like, yeah, we got liberated, but, like, we didn't really get any of our lands back. It was just taken by someone else.
Right. You have been taken over
This
by
wasn't
people
the freedom that we wanted, right?
Yeah. You've been taken over by people who aren't vampires and torturing you, so there's some upsides, but you're still taken over, right? Like it's
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
And I imagine that like a power like this obviously has ulterior motives on everything,
Oh, for sure.
right? Which is to
100%.
say, we don't know if the idea isn't, you know, they want to eventually take us over, right? Eventually be like, use us as the sort of like proxy state, a leg in this region, or
Mm-hmm.
we don't know. But also, there's also the chance of like saying no might also be seen as a bit of an insult to them.
Mm-hmm.
It's the sort of thing where they might actually straight up be trying to back you into a corner.
Totally.
So like, Shion doesn't know what to do about this, and they're probably just thinking, well, I'm not here for the politics. I'm
Right.
here just to protect Verne.
Thank God that's not my choice.
But yeah, I guess I
Yeah, I
would
think
be
Verne
out of the
did
people in
good.
this party,
Yeah, I think. Yeah, after all the people in this
the
party,
one
you
who
are
knows the most
excluded.
about them. Right?
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I think just some extra context for Chalice, who's versed in diplomacy, and maybe Verne, who may have studied up on it recently, is that building onto one thing Lena / Shion mentioned towards the end there, right, about potentially being a puppet state in this region. That's not an impossible thing. That's a very plausible thing. But you do know that they have made such motions in the past, and in some cases they succeed, some cases they've failed, right? And they were rebuffed by the region. There's a region to the southeast of here, a good distance away, out of the Ataxian coast, not experiencing this level of stuff. The region is Terre de Gaul, recently managed to avoid being puppeted by them. And since then, the Concord has established, has been like diplomatically still engaged with them, right? So it is possible to rebuff them without being smote from on high, right? But I think Shion's thought there about being careful about rejecting and how is important as well, right?
Yeah.
You don't
Totally
want
agree.
to offend them in your rejection. Right.
That's why we're thinking about it.
Mhm.
Capital T, thinking about it.
Yeah. Did you have anything you wanted to push for outside of what was already discussed?
Kind of wondering if if it would be a bad move, probably, but to bring up her assassination attempt that was on her.
Up to you. I imagine the details of such a thing haven't spread to this region of the world, because there is no Concord puppet state in this, or vassal state in this region.
Oh, so would Chalice actually not know?
No, you would know that it happened, but you don't know the details, right? You know that it
right.
happened.
I imagine not many people do.
Yeah, she was not in the public eye for a while, but recently she recovered, and this is her first out of the nation trip.
I would probably say something like, we're very honored that you would that you've appeared to us after such a terrible event happened to you. We're happy that you've graced us with your time here, and glad that you're feeling safe.
I think to that she gives she gives a smile and says, "Oh, but of course, I think it is important for us to." And when she says us, she does sort of look around the room. It's important for all of us to get in the same room every once in a while and not simply speak through letter or magical medium. It does a lot to humanize one another, which is always important in our line of work. And if I might make a bit of a confession to you, and in doing so, perhaps give a bit of advice to you, she'd say, gesturing towards Verne. She'll say, "I don't feel safe, but I haven't for a long time. You just sort of get used to it." As someone who is... I'm sorry, what was that? What were you going to say?
Verne wants to, kind of, I don't know what the word is, like share in that emotion and being like, well, ever since I learned that these scars on my face are because of what happened to my parents, my family, and what they tried to make happen to me, it's been tough to feel safe. But you came here with the whole court that you trust?
As much as I can, yes. But the thing about my nation, about the Concord and about Vedarashtra, the nation that I lead within the Concord, is that it is a democracy. I am an elected leader. If someone kills me, it's not like the nation itself ceases to function. There's no scramble for succession. A vote is held by the parliament, and a new me is created within a day. The Concord
Why do I
continues.
feel like that's exactly what happens? A new her is created.
And certainly none of my children are... well, one of them might be interested in politics one day, but he is more interested in commerce at the moment. I think he has the affable demeanor and the cunning to be a decent politician should he ever choose to go that route.
Yes, I think my aunt has already made acquaintance with him, I'm sure.
Yes, I think... Now, I think he may have been the first one she spoke to from my group after myself. But I'm sure whatever agreements they come up to will be very what's the word I'm looking for? The GM is looking for. Very profitable for them both.
Okay, I don't have much to say
Okay.
to them now.
All right, then
I don't think Verne does either, yeah.
All right, as that's winding down, I think in walks to the mezzanine someone from the Concordant delegation, and sensing that this conversation is ending, Eurydice says, "Oh, good timing. Beatrice, over here. This is the...
Sorry.
This is the person I was speaking of earlier. I believe she had something she wanted to talk to you about with one of your arcanists, but as she gestures, it's like, I believe I'm needed elsewhere, so I'll leave you to that discussion." And a woman approaches, a member of the the Concordant States, certainly, but she doesn't have the appearance of a politician. Verne, would you be able to describe Beatrice at least a little bit for the group?
Sure. She is medium tall, medium build. She's a dark-skinned elf woman with long braids. She's a medium. You can tell the future. And there's some very strange things about her. Is her ears that would come into long points had been shorn off at some point in her life. And she's replaced the tips with a metallic point. She's also missing her arms, but in their place is a fully functioning set of robot skeletal arms in a black wrought iron with runes etched into them.
Oof.
I think
Good stuff.
as Eurydice beckons her over, she'll give oh, thank you, Prime Minister, and then but Eurydice just gives a nod and then moves on. And Beatrice approaches you and your group, and says, "Oh yes, you'll have to excuse me. I'm Beatrice. We have a mutual friend. I believe you've spoken recently, called Rowan."
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Have you seen him more recently than us?
I think so. I think he came to visit me. He came to visit me after speaking to you, I believe. Would you like to go grab something to eat while we talk of him? She says, gesturing towards the floor downstairs.
Ooh, that feels like danger in Verne's head. Katie wants to say yes.
I can get that for you. I
Yeah.
pick out my best selections.
Yeah.
Also, Shan's ears perk up the moment that she hears the name Rowan. Right.
I believe the artificer that we have would be Merlin. Is that who you're wishing to speak to?
You say that, and she says, "Oh, is that the name? Yes, he did mention someone of that description." There's something in her reply, but then Chalice, when you also say, like, "Oh, you'll go get that for you," she says, "Oh, allow me to go with you at least. I don't think I should make you carry 2 plates of food. We can resume our conversation afterwards."
Oh my god.
I mean, as long as Verne is here, that's okay. If she really insists, I'd be like, it really is no trouble, but if you'd like,
You say
I'm
that
here to serve.
she'd go with you, and she would, as you're like leaving the mezzanine, say, "It certainly isn't trouble. Believe it or not, I think you far outrank me." And once you're out of the mezzanine, she drops her voice a bit and says, she says, "The Concord sent us to Numancia, the city of yours which fell and started this whole invasion, to help with relief efforts. We have magic which can assist in recovering what structures endured. And I believe I have some information on our mutual friend, Koramog Trocaire, that perhaps isn't for the ears of everyone."
Where is Shion? Where is Shion? Where is Shion? Shion's here, right?
It's up to you. Oh, it's up to you.
You've been here the whole time.
Shion's been kind of flitting around, so I
Yeah, Shion's
think
been
it would
flitting
make
around.
sense if she heard that and like goes immediately.
But
I
that
think
means
Chalice-
Verne's alone.
I know.
Verne's alone, but Chalice, the implication you pick up from her is that she doesn't want the other people in the mezzanine to hear this conversation.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I get that. I'm just still concerned, is all,
Right.
without
Verne's alone,
a bodyguard.
That's concerning. Reasonable.
Yeah, I that's a problem.
Yes. So
It sure is a problem. Oh well.
yeah. So
Do you
here's your
feel
thing.
at all-
But why isn't Verne going? Like, what is the problem?
I didn't want to go to a second location.
You didn't want to go to a second
stranger
location in your
danger.
own house.
Yeah.
Can't
In
give
my
me
own
to a
home.
second location.
So if you go elsewhere, you're gonna be in danger, and if you stay here alone, you're also gonna be in danger.
That's so true.
That's true.
Yeah. So do you want to go or do you want to stay?
I think I'll go. I'll hear over the mushroom wire that some shit's going down outside with
Alright.
Beatrice.
All right. So, you go down, and you're filling plates of food with her. She's quite good at talking very quietly and finds moments of noise, whether that's in music, to mask words. And she also is phrasing it all in a very like polite form of conversation, as if you're not talking about a vampire lord and instead just talking about someone of interest, right? Gossip, etc. And she conveys, Koramog has been funding a lot of the Numancian restoration efforts. As I understand it, he recently, a few years before it fell, he had purchased property there, and he ended up there not long ago. He's also been spending a lot to have it put back exactly the way it was. Seems he holds great care for the location.
Is that way down south in the floating cities?
Yeah, it's way down south in the floating cities. Very importantly, this is the city that fell and triggered you getting invaded as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Sounds like he was set up there before it fell.
Yes. And he wants it back, and for why? And we should kill him. And I hate him.
And she would add, though, he's rarely there these days. It seems that his duties with the prince see him more frequently in the capital, but he does come by to check up on progress every so often. We have now, it's been almost half a year since it fell. We have it mostly stabilized, and we think that it could be raised back into the sky within another month or two. But that's just projection, I suppose. Do any of you have
Do we
questions
sense that
about your
she's just
mutual friends?
speaking- Yeah, is she just speaking coyly, like she doesn't want to give too many details, or does she just genuinely not know why that would be
you-
his goal?
You can ask a follow-up question, I suppose.
I think I would ask that. I'd be like, "Oh, what a silly project to upend or to uphold in the midst of such craziness. Do you know why?"
It's my understanding that he's, or was, I haven't seen him practice much these days, but he claims to be an artisan of some sort, and that he had put together the perfect workshop. While we were unable to recover it in the ruins, something about that city speaks to him, he says.
Mm.
And so he's very particular about getting the city restored before he restores his own home, because he feels that it's important for the people to have their place of living back before he, the wealthy, returns to it.
What goals align with my own? That's crazy.
And the implication she's also trying to slide you is she's restored most of the city, but not his manor, so she doesn't know, right, what he was doing in his manor. Because
Gotcha.
it's kept separately, right?
How many people about live there? Want to be there?
He keeps a rather wide staff. I believe he calls about 100 his staff between his residence in the capital and the plot of land that he's in the process of restoring in Numancia. But amongst that 100 or so, I don't imagine he's particularly close with all of them. Maybe close with 24 or so. I see them travel with him by airship when he needs to, and they're there with him regardless of whether I meet him in Numancia or in the capital.
Okay.
Why is she sharing this information with us? Is this like on behalf of Vedarastra? Or is this
She says you have mutual friends in Rowan.
Just because of that?
That's what she said.
So she wants that whole operation to stop, I'm sure, the same way Rowan would like that all to stop.
I think she would say, if you have no further follow-up questions.
I can't think of any right now, which is my problem.
Yeah, Shion, do you have anything you would want to pitch in?
Yeah, I have some thoughts. I don't know if Shion would say this. I mean, I'm trying to figure out what the way to say it incognito would be. But like, there is a good chance that if this manor is supposed to be Koromag's home, that might be where the resting place is. Like, there's a non-zero chance of that. There's also a non-zero chance of that being too obvious and it not being that place because of that.
It does seem like
But I feel like what Shion wants most of all at the moment would be to at least be able to investigate that mansion.
Yeah. Both of those places are pretty far from your current territory, so getting there is very difficult. But if you can insinuate, it seems like you have at least a tentative ally in this person. Perhaps you can encourage a direction there. But I will say, it does sound like he also has a residence in the capital, but it sounds like Beatrice has not been there, so she doesn't know how grand that is or anything like that, right?
Because this mansion is quote-unquote abandoned, and supposedly he doesn't go there very often. It feels like it's the safer place to look into first.
Makes sense.
And I don't know, I feel like the most realistic thing that one could do is ask for try to establish some kind of deal to have some scouts look into it, but that's not what she would want. She would want to be there herself.
Yeah. I mean, look, you guys can... Technically, you can go long distances. It just gets harder and you get more penalties on your engagement roll, right? So it's like... But you can take a small skiff piloted by Juniper anywhere you want in the country, or in the region. Just hopefully you make it there intact. So, all right. I'm noting down that that's your current direction.
Yeah.
And then I think she would say, as well. So when this is winding down, I don't think this is a particularly big conversation. Hold on, let me just double check a location name. So I think she would add, oh, and relatedly, if you ever find yourselves in need of an arcanist who's not committed to this particular relief effort, who may have similar skills as to myself and Rowan, which, when she says that, to anyone listening, that probably wouldn't stand out as odd for someone to be listed, but knowing her and what she's doing, using magic to restore buildings, and knowing Rowan and what he's doing, those are two very different sets of skills. So she's saying she knows someone who has similar skills to the two of them. There's a city in Anamoy territory to the west, on the coast, Delver's Rest. I think if you go asking about there, not that I expect it to be easy for you to get there or to go, being that that would be considered enemy territory for you, I think that's where he was last seen, but you'll have to forgive me because I haven't spoken with him much recently. I think if you go looking for an arcanist in the region, you'll find him soon enough.
We will keep that in mind. We'd love to help you make connections to finish this project faster. Happy allies and all that.
All right. And I think that it's like, oh, shall we return? And then, like, you know, they go back up. And then there's, like, very non-conversation to make the show of having a conversation. Right?
I think Verne would make a show of, like, bringing up extra food for the guests upstairs. So they now have something to munch on. Like, there was a purpose to leaving and coming back. You know, lying.
No, that sounds good. That sounds good. All right. Can I get... I would like a roll from Merlin and Chantrell, please.
What kind of roll?
You're looking for threats, right? Looking for things out of the ordinary. All right. So I think whatever skill. Now I think one of you can roll and help the other, or both of you can roll separately. But if you both roll separately, I think I'm going to have to divide up the potential things you could find. So that way, if one of you succeeds and the other fails, you're not going to find everything if you make two separate rolls, is basically what I'm saying, right?
I can roll.
Okay.
I can stress?
I can do some stress to help you out.
Okay, thank you. So +1, risky standard.
Yep, that sounds about right.
And I'm going to use attune.
All right,
sweet.
Partial success.
All
right. Partial success. All right, here, as I mark the third click or tick on the talk, you're going to, as you're as you're checking the various places, right, and like you're keeping your eyes out and in the open, I imagine you're making your way through passages both covert and overt, right, being part of the party, temporarily dipping out of the party. And Merlin, you had the Johnnies with you, right? Or at least informed and searching, right?
Yeah.
On alert. I think one of them comes up to you, one of them comes up to you or magically contacts you with a
My
boss.
all
We
sees
found
shown,
another
yeah.
one, but this one's pretty different. I think we just missed it happening too. The wound's real fresh.
Ooh. I'll be right there. And I evaporate to them.
Whoa.
All right. So, this body is a Corvish body, and there's many things different about it. For the first, they are not in a Tuam uniform. For the second, not slain with a weapon of acid, acid elemental energies. For the third, as you search the body, it is obvious that they are extremely kitted out. Like, this Corvus individual has a wide variety of anti-magical tools, poisons, toxins, covert weapons, including like small crossbows, darts, different blades with various poisons on them. Like, they have a lot of stuff. Now, you can investigate the body further if you'd so like, but that's what's immediately available to you.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna.
Oh, and I should say
Actually,
that
Chantrell, do you?
the location of this one, because I think that is important. The last bodies you found were in a warehouse near the palace. This one is within the palace itself.
Ooh.
It is not close
okay.
to the mezzanine. It's sort of like on the edge, like the outer edge of the palace, but it is within the palace.
All right. First of all, I'm gonna send one of my boys, Johnny Portobello,
Okay.
to, I go up to him. It's like, Johnny, I need you to meet up with the Verne caravan and, make sure nothing bad is happening over there. Like, protect them.
You got it, boss. Oh, and actually, speaking of sending people different places, Chantrell, you did assist with Merlin's role, so if you want to be here as well, I think it makes sense for you to also be here.
Oh, right, Chantrell, and I snap my fingers and she evaporates beside us.
If she wants to be there. If she wants to stay out in the party and still be watching while Merlin investigates, that's also perfectly valid. Right? Just...
Oh, sorry, I sent her back.
No, I was asking.
All right, I call her up on my all-see. Is like, Chantrell, you want to see this?
Where?
Oh, over here. I evaporate her.
Over here. Do you want to be over here? Or do you want to go back?
Over here, over there.
It's the first thing you said in like 10 minutes.
Oh man.
So long the body gets
Chantrell
cold.
will want to see this.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Ah! That's the internal reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly external.
So I go, they were very heavily armored. They were looking for something serious.
Do you think any of the visiting people guards are doing anything?
I would hope so.
All
I mean,
right,
we gave the word that we suspect something is foul.
No.
Yeah.
To the
No, Verne opted to have them all called up to the mezzanine without telling them, if I recall.
No, but
Okay,
if the guards are doing their job, they should be finding things on their own.
And is there anything on this body that's like points to one nation or another?
I think that's a big difference between this one and the last set, is that this one is extremely equipped with giving no indication of where they're from, whereas the other ones were very lightly equipped, appearing to be from your nation.
Okay, so we don't see like we don't assume this is like someone else's security detail.
No, they're certainly not wearing any colors of it, so if they were someone else's security detail... If they were someone else's security detail, they could just as easily be someone else's assassin detail with how unmarked and covert they are, right?
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like...
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right. We should get somebody to deal with the magical help on this body before things happen.
You know what? We should get the. I guess just want to contact their security because we can link up.
Yeah, but if you contact their security, it will potentially reflect negatively on you. What's more important, saving lives or your reputation?
Shit.
In this case, your reputation, if it gets ruined, might cause some danger to lives.
Yeah, they're not going to give us a good review.
Yeah. Chantrell is going to be there briefly, realize shit's going down, be like, all right, make sure that this guy doesn't explode because of magic. I'm going to go talk with Shion and also keep making sure that the main area is freaking tight.
Can I? That might be too much. I'm gonna take the dagger from the first ne'er-do-well, and I'm gonna try and sniff out other people who are using that same poison.
Oh, okay. So the first ne'er-do-well did not have poisons; they were just blades.
They had been attacked by.
Okay. Oh yeah, they were attacked.
Couldn't
by,
get him to talk.
You're trying to sniff out someone with
who's using that
the acid blade
on their.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think
you
think
sniff acid.
No, that's not.
Merlin's.
Now, let's not be too hasty.
Merlin's dagger of magical acid.
All right. You can real quick. Chantrell, you can before we get to that roll. Chantrell gets close enough to relay the rest of the information psychically. Rest of the retinue, are you altering anything or changing any behavior? Is anyone going anywhere else?
Figure out how are we not interrogating the guy who we caught?
He's tight-lipped.
I think if you got something you want to try to roll on him, you can, but otherwise he's not volunteering any information.
I mean, I was going to invade his mind, but I decided better of
I
it.
mean, we could just do normal interrogation.
Yeah, but he doesn't talk.
I can do a lot of normal interrogation. The problem is that I'm stuck with
I think
Verne.
Shion needs to do this.
We're a bit busy.
All right, Chantrell and Shion, switch.
Yeah, and look, if someone else wants to look after Verne, I can do that.
All right,
and
got
she's got
you.
John
Tag.
Corbello on her.
Tag out.
All right, tag
Verne, a
out.
giant mycelium man is now following you.
Yeah.
All right.
And then I text you on the group chat, said, he's cool. Don't worry about it.
He's cool.
All right.
All right, so...
I think I want Merlin, you to make your roll for seeking out whoever's using the acidic blade. Whatever you think might be appropriate here. Though I will say, there's nothing to indicate that this newer body is related to that, right? There's no acidic blade here. So the trail's a little bit colder, so even on success, that might color what information you get. I'm not saying there's nothing to find. I'm saying it might color the information you get.
I mean, there are several of them. We don't know if the one in the one we caught, he's wearing Tawam colors, right?
The one you caught is wearing Tawam colors. And it was one of the ones in Tawam colors who was killed with the acidic blade, right?
Okay, and did we find a acidic blade on him as well?
Nope, you have not found such a thing here.
Damn.
Here we've got poisons and toxins and anti-magic, but nothing acidic.
I guess it would be hard to find anti-magic with magic, so...
That is very true. It is... Actually, it depends.
We just look for a lack of magic.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes you can, sometimes you can't. Depends on how it works, honestly. Like,
well,
if it's
I feel
an
like
activated thing.
acid would be a little easier to find.
Yeah, if you
I'm
identify
gonna
what you want to find, what you're trying to look for, and what skill you want to look for. Meanwhile...
I'm going to use, hunt, but magically.
Okay, use hunt but magically. For looking for?
I'm going to say... You know what? I'm going to broaden it. I'm going to say, potent poisons or acids. Something very caustic.
Right, something very caustic. Okay, sounds good. And then at the same time
unreasonably caustic.
At the same time as that roll, I would also like a roll from Shion for the interrogation with whatever skill you deem appropriate, as I assume you're going to be grabbing you ask some guard where the prisoner's at. It's like, all right, we can't put this off any longer. You go to interrogate them. I think we'll cut between these two rolls depending on who rolls what and what information is revealed. So.
I just see Shion entering, pulls out knife, immediately stabs, then asks questions.
Who do you work for? All right, I'm gonna do my roll.
All right, there's Merlin's. Before I get to the results of that, but partial success. That is, in fact, a success. But before we get to the result of Merlin, Shion, can we get your interrogation roll as well?
Yeah, Shion's gonna stare. First of all, I assume you guys are gonna have to clue Shion earlier about what the situation is, because they were out there with Verne.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're all caught up.
Chantrell has been texting you.
So, like, what is the question that you guys want me to get out of them?
Who do they
Who
work
sent
for?
you? What are you doing here?
Are there others?
Like, yeah, what
Who
about
sent
the
you?
others?
What's their mission? Are there others?
All right.
Mhm.
Yeah, sounds fair.
So I think the first thing is Shion lifts like some of the fingers that have the chains attached to them, and immediately the chaos weapon springs up from under the sleeve of their kata, and they just grip it normally, point it directly at the neck of the guy, and asks the exact questions that I mentioned here.
All right.
All three at once, like,
Make your roll.
who sent you? What's your mission? Are there others? What I'm gonna roll here is command, and I'm going to take 2 stress to do this.
Ooh.
Yeah, sounds good. Get your
I
extra die.
believe.
What kind of roll is this?
I think this would be, risky. I think risky great, actually. You'll get a good bit of information on success, but on failure, like, if this person just stonewalls you, it doesn't matter how much torture, right? So yeah, so the risk here is you lose access to this person's information, whether that's because they faint or they just can't think straight, or so yeah, risk isn't to you, but there is a risk of losing access. So
I'm about to learn this man's whole life story.
risky great. All right,
Hey!
Well, some of it.
on both. All right, I think it's who sent you, are there more of you, and what was the third one?
Are there others?
Oh,
Sorry, you already said that.
Yeah.
It's your mission. It's just that you changed the order.
All right. I think looking at the blade, back up to Shion, meeting the gaze, their gaze, that the two eyes meet, and there's like that brief moment of questioning, right? Like, is this a threat? Is this going to happen? And he asks very quietly, "So how many have you caught so far? I need to know if you want me to answer."
All of them.
You can't say you call all of them and then ask him if there's more. That's not.
We already got that information. How are you?
Well, I just want to know if there are others besides this guy.
Oh.
How many we've caught is irrelevant.
You should be asking how many we've killed.
I think
Who's killing them?
Yeah, that's good.
I'm not saying are there others besides you and the other guy we caught. I mean others besides you.
All right. I think
what Shion would say is literally how many, right? Like just stress again. Are there others?
Right.
That's not. You said how many are called. They're probably just gonna say irrelevant. Are there others?
Right. To that, you would slowly nod and say, "Certainly there are others. As for who sent us, I feel like you should know that answer already. And I think if you know that answer, you can guess what we're here for. There's a brace after they say that, as if they're expecting the violence. But they deliver it very calmly.
Shin moves the blade away from their neck and then stabs the back of their hand with it.
There's that hiss. There's a hiss of pain, but I think Shion for free. I'll tell you that from that hiss of pain, there's something familiar in it, and that you can tell this isn't this individual's first time experiencing this sort of treatment, right? Like, it still hurts. It sucks. They don't like it. But they've been through something like this before. They knew what to expect.
Oh my god.
Right?
Oh my god.
And as that happens,
Uh-oh.
Merlin, we cut back to you briefly as you pick up a trail. It's faint, but it's there. It's really hard for you to pick out as you're trying to essentially do a large-scale detect magic, right? And pick out the different auras. And let me tell you, this palace lights up, right? Like, all of these guests, like, the whole mezzanine is decked out in magical stuff, right? Each casting its own auras, but you're not looking for just anything. You're not trying to find everything. And so you have to sort of filter through all of these different aspects in order to pick out specific, pick out the specific magical thing you're looking for.
I'm feeling the magic, and I'm looking for just ones that are sharp and sudden and just great away for you. It's like pop rocks for your aura. I'm looking for that.
I think what happens with you, Merlin, is you do manage to find it, right? Like, you find those little scatterings, and it's leading you through the halls as you make your way back towards the main hall. Not towards the mezzanine specifically, but towards that general direction. And as Merlin's walking there, Shion, do you ask a follow-up question after stabbing this person in the hand?
So scared.
How many?
How many?
Because they were just trying. All of the answers were this person trying to be smug. Like, you should already know that. And like, oh, of course there are others, and being like I'm not gonna tell how many. Like it's the sort of tone where it's like, you know exactly what I'm actually asking of you, right? Don't give me that. I'm just gonna give you the literal answer.
Like, with it sickle stabbed through the hand, their fingers sort of like tense, and they hiss out a 5 of us were sent here. I know at least 2 of us are dead now. And you have a follow-up after that?
Okay. So I think what I should do first is relay this information to group chat, which is, if there are supposed to be 5 of them, 2 are dead, 2 are captured, that just means there's 1 person on the loose, right?
There's 1 captured.
Yeah.
Didn't you say you captured 2 of them?
No,
Or are you saying you captured 1 and found the other 1 dead?
There's another one. You have found another body who does not fit in the description of the first 3 bodies that you have found.
Wait, 3 bodies.
Or sorry, not 3 bodies, 2 bodies. Well, 1 dead, 1 body, 1 captured.
And
right?
then 2 there, so that's...
And then a 4th.
Okay, but he said 2 of them had died.
Right. All right. Yep.
So what this means is like there's 2 people unaccounted for.
Yes.
One of them is already dead, but one of them is at large.
There might be. So we found a recent dead guy that might be from another group entirely.
Yeah. So the
In
two
total,
that are dead are
from
the
this
one
group,
that.
from the captured person, we have 1 in custody, which is the one you are talking to, and then there are 2 dead, I believe, right? Yeah, so that's a total of 3 out of the 5 for that group. But we found an extra body that's from a different group.
I believe so.
Right. We don't know that for sure, though, right? There's
you
still
don't know.
a chance.
Mhm.
Like this second person may or not be the second dead guy from this guy's group, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
that's
guess
the
we don't know for
implication.
sure.
I'm just writing this all down here. But all right, so with that,
Either way,
yeah. Sorry, what were you gonna say?
she was gonna relay that. And the important person, and the important thing, there is 1 or 2 at large, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
2 maximum, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Of that group.
Of that group. 2 maximum of that group. Yep. All right. I think
Did
Merlin.
you said all assassins? Oops, all assassins.
Merlin, you make your way into the main hall, and across it, your vision shifts from like the arcane vision searching it to the point where you know where the magic is, and you see
Where the magic happens.
you see an individual making a plate of food as like the main buffets are being cleared away. Someone coming in at the last moments to like, put some items on a plate. There's not a lot of details you catch about this individual. They're wearing rather long clothes, cover much of their body, as well as on the upper half of their face and covering the upper part of their head, like a cowl or like a mask that resembles a vulture. And as you look over their way, they load up their plate, and like someone passes between you and them, and they're not there any longer. But you follow the trail of magic, and you see that they have left the magic blade on the table where you saw them.
They knew you were following them.
Oh no. Did they use that on the food? No!
No, don't use that on the food, no! Well, the tables are being cleaned up, so the danger of that is actually very slim, but...
Oh, okay, good. We use very proper, ServSafe certified food hatedly.
Can you imagine cutting
probably
into like...
should grab it.
Yeah, probably should grab it anyway.
Yeah,
the clue.
free knife.
Alright.
Official Verne business. I am taking this knife.
Yeah.
Alright, you take that on official Verne business. Shion, any further questions?
Well, I was gonna say, like, when I'm relaying that, like, the fact that they said, oh, you should know who sent us and what it's for, like, the implication here seems to be obviously that it was, the princess forces and they came here to kill Verne, but like, do we want more information out of this? Because I feel like it might be interesting to know, like, what was the plan to begin with? Because, like, just, oh, we're here to kill someone. Kill them how? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do you think, and this is something I put in the chat, that they are trained by the vampire you're looking for?
Would I be able to recognize that? Because, like, the bit of, like, oh, you notice that they're used to this, right?
Mm-hmm. I think it's less likely that they're trained, because if they were trained, they'd be fighting you a lot better, Shion, right? They're probably not trained to the same extent you are. But were they trained in other ways similar to you? There is that. There is that possibility there, right? Definitely sent at you with less martial skill than you have, but plausible.
That's a skill issue.
Yeah. If you want to try to ask to figure out if it was the prince or someone else, we got 1 minute left.
Okay. I think then I would be like... I think that is the question, right? I think that is literally... Was it the prince or someone under him?
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to mention that if you want me to roll again...
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how much this helps, because I do get +1 die when commanding a frightened target, and I don't know if... this guy doesn't look frightened.
No, I don't think this guy's
But
frightened.
I did do violence just now, so...
Yeah, I don't think this guy's frightened for reasons that I think... I'm not going to make you roll again. I'll keep it from the partial success from earlier. And he'll answer... like, you ask the prince send you, right? Like, explicitly?
Say that again?
You're asking, like, did the prince send you, right? Like, explicitly.
I asked, was it the prince
or
someone under him?
The figure, still hissing from like, the hole in their hand, gives a... We weren't sent by a prince. This, believe it or not, this isn't political. It's just to make your life worse.
Oh, bitch.
Oh, shit.
And that's where we get to end it for 2 weeks. Yeah.
What?
Yay, 2 weeks.
Ah!
Yeah, Nova and I are not around.
Damn it.
And if I'm going to be honest, that 2 weeks, I'm going to have to try to prep because we're going to be gone for a week of that. So I'll try to... Actually, I should be good because I have the gala prepped. But I don't know. Travel fatigue might hit us. And I might not be able to do 2 Thursdays from now. I will let you know as soon as I know. But
That's fair.
hopefully we have 1 week off and we'll both have the energy for 2 weeks from now. But
It's like when
What
someone
a
shot Mr. Burns.
cliffhanger.
Except there's no mystery? Question mark?
yeah, we'll have to pick up next time. But there's all sorts of things happening. I know it's late, so I don't want to keep you guys too long. But almost about halfway through the gala, it doesn't feel like you've gotten the significant support that you've been hoping for yet, though. But you've also not chose to push too hard on anyone.
We haven't asked as much as I wanted.
We haven't said please.
I know. I'm
I
scared.
feel like we've gotten good stuff, but also I'm not expecting much.
That's fair.
We didn't get any military support. We have like all the other stuff, but we don't have like anybody fighting with us. Then again, the group I prepped for the most, we haven't talked to yet. So, and they are one of our closer, like physically
Options.
related allies. So
Yeah.
that might go down. We'll see.
Yeah, might need to talk to them ASAP
We also have-
before Verne gets assassinated or something, you know?
Sheesh.
If nothing happens, we can always offer up that piece of territory in the middle to people who want to give us military shit.
Yeah, that's true.
We have an ace in the hole.
Yeah. So far, people are reluctant to give you military aid without getting something significant in return.
Don't
But-
know why. I'm only 24.
Yeah, right?
We should point to the young guy and be like, you want to partner up with him, but not Verne?
No one's giving.
Really?
No one's giving.
Have you met
precious
Verne?
military aid.
Oh.
No one's giving.
We're gonna turn around and go to... We go to the prince and go, you see all these olds who don't want to help us? We should form our own kingdom. No old
True.
people allowed, except for Merlin.
Wow. Yeah,
Merlin can hang.
possible. But all right.
Funny exception.
All right. Well, we're a little over, so I'm gonna wrap us up there. Before we go, though, starting down at the end with Lena, do you have anything you want to plug before we go?
Did you guys know about this thing called Art Fight?
Ooh,
Yeah!
I'm in there if you want to draw my characters, I guess. I'm not
Pretty
super... I said that I was gonna take it easy, but I already drew like 3 things in the first 2 days.
Wow.
But I do predict that I might get busy this month. So I don't know if I'm gonna stay with this level of output, but still, it's there. I'm there. Other people from here are this group are there. You could rush in if you want.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I might stream myself drawing something for Art Fight. I don't really have a plan. Other than that, the usual.
Yeah.
Thank you, Nova, for the shout-outs. I only just realized I forgot the ats in the stream title this time for, I think, the first time. Shame on me.
Pretty good track record.
Yeah.
Good. Just, we need to have you go away and chain for 2 weeks because of that, though.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. All right, next,
Thankfully it lines up
Hambone,
well.
as Merlin, you got anything you want to talk about?
Yeah. I will also be participating in Art Fight as well. I'll be streaming some of it. I'm already working on one for a particular starling I know. So if you'd like to see progress on that, be sure to follow me on here on Blue Sky at Radio Bone Air. Check me out on Art Fight as well.
All right, Amasha Chantrell, anything from you?
I'm also doing Art Fight. Imasha on Art Fight and Imasha26 here on Twitch. I don't know if I'm going to be streaming anything. I am a very slow artiste, and I generally work traditionally. So this, I'm still debating about how I'm going to go about this, but it's going to happen.
Yay!
As for anything upcoming specifically, I don't have any word for you. I have some time tomorrow, but I don't know if I have the energy. So we'll find out tomorrow.
Yeah.
Work-life balance! Yay!
Whew.
All right, Nova, anything from you?
Mina the Hollower tomorrow. Whoopee! Also, I already put my Art Fight information in there. Do it!
Do it.
Mid-art.
All right, and last but not least, Katie is Verne. Got anything you want to talk about?
Not really. I'm also on Art Fight, but I won't have time till like later in the month, so don't count on nothing.
Fair
But
enough.
you can look at my little guys in there.
Ooh, I should.
Cool guys.
Yay!
Yeah. All right. Sounds good. I will also, at some point between now and us going away, we'll try to finish the Night Witch. I don't know when yet. We'll see. Maybe it'll be a prelude to Mina the Hollower tomorrow. Maybe it'll be Saturday. Maybe it'll be next week. Who knows? But that's it for us tonight at the Limo Branch Library. I'm going to move us on over to closing. But thank you so much, everyone, for playing. Thank you all for watching. Goodbye and good night.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Farewell!
Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.
All right, we're going to head over to Chericus who's drawn some stuff for Art Fight. So if you are sticking around, please say hello. We appreciate it. Otherwise, see you next time. Sent. Bring him over.